What's going on? What's going on, my film fam? Welcome to another episode of Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop, here with my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you feeling today, brother?
Hey, feeling good for great, man. Victory Wednesday for you, boy. So, yeah, all is well. All is very well.
Okay. Willie Jack, I ain't gonna even lie, man. I can't remember the last time I had a Victory Wednesday, man. It's been a rough road for your boy, man. It's been a rough road for your boy. It's been a while since I had one, but it's all right though, because we're still here, man, to give y'all another episode. Like I said, just let the film speak, man. We got a good slate of games to go through this week, man. We got a good show for y'all. But before we get into that, of course, I got a couple things, man. First and foremost, man, the standings, weekly pick'em standings, man. We have a new guy on top, and it is our very own Willie Jack, man, holding that top spot in the weekly pick'em, man. He had a great week this week, man, getting 13 wins. He was smashing. He was on point. He was what we like to call in his bag, man.
What you say now, Chop?
You ain't hear me? Oh, Willie Jack was in his bag, man. So shout out to the home team, man. Shout out to my partner, man. Willie Jack. Hey, man, little do y'all know, even if I don't come out on top, man, if he wins, I win. So now this is how I roll. Hey. So I'm taking that W if you come away with it too, Willie Jack. Hey, but yeah, man, we got a new leader, man.
As you should. Hey, mama, you raised the winner. I appreciate you.
Hey, don't claim it yet. You in front. You ain't won that yet, brother. Let me slow you down a little bit. But anyway, man, Willie Jack sitting in front, man, with 117. Jared sitting right behind him at 116, and Jarrell sitting right behind him at 115. So we got a close matchup, man. It's gonna be close coming down this home stretch in these games, man. So I'm anxious to see how it's gonna play out and who's gonna come out on top. Hey, and I'm still lurking in the background, man. I ain't gonna tell you how many wins I got, but I'm lurking in the background. I may be about 7 games back, but it's all good, man. It's all good. We're gonna get to it. Anyway, man, of course, like I said before, we got to get into the show, but we got house rules too, man. We got house rules. And of course, when you walk in the door, man, this is Chop Willie's crib. You got to like, share, and subscribe, man. It's just like taking your shoes off at the door if you walk into a house that's full of carpet and it's raining outside. When you walk in the house, man, take your shoes off. That's like, share, and subscribe when you walk in the door, man. And become the newest member of the film fam, man. We love to have you a part of the family, man, and be a part of what we do. And we love talking back and forth with you guys, man. So definitely become a part of the film fam, man. We also need you to hit that notification bell, man, because how else are you going to find out what's going on with Chop Willie, man? When the next time we got something going on? Maybe we got something special popping and getting ready to, off, man. If y'all want to know or be in the know, me and your dog Willie Jack, man, hit that notification bell so you know what's going on. But Willie Jack, man, I ain't gonna hold him too much longer, man. I went through the house rules. I told him what's going on when they walk into our crib. We went over the weekly pick'em. Now let's go ahead and jump into some of these games, man. We had a great slate of games. Of course, a lot of divisional matchups, man. A lot of things shook up, after this particular week. I went into the standings a little bit and what the playoff picture looks like. But that playoff picture has changed a little bit now, man, after 1 week. It's amazing what 1 week of football can do for you, man. Amazing what 1 week of football can do. But the first game we're going to tap into, man, we're going to tap into my dog, Willie Jack's Pittsburgh Steelers, man. They go to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, and they leave out of there with a W, man. They still them one. Trying to score 19-16. Willie Jack, what's your take on this one?
What you say now, Chop?
I say the Pittsburgh Steelers go to Atlanta and steal them a victory, man. They come out with a W, man, winning this one 19-16.
Hey, yeah, there we go, man. Making sure I heard you right. And right on time, man. Day one game, Jarrell followed to the building, man. We appreciate you, big dog. As always, you know what's going on, man. You know what's going on, man. Let me fill y'all in what's going on with these Steelers, though, man. Very, very quietly now, we rounding in the form. I tell you that much, man. Team full of pups, and we getting some valuable live rounds right now, man. So y'all be on the lookout, man. My youngster, man, Kenny Pickett, not a huge day. 197 yards, 1 touchdown, no turnovers, no picks again. Second and third game in a row, doing what we got to do. Najee had the stiff arm of the year. If you didn't see the highlight yet, go find it. It had to be number one on Angry Runs. Go find that now. Matter of fact, Chop, if you can pull it up right now. I'm talking about grown man football right now, boy. I'm talking about you should have brought somebody with you. You understand me? I'm talking about that. So 17 for 86, man, another solid day, running very, very hard. Mariota did what you expect Mariota to do. 167 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Don't really know much of what he did on the ground. Nothing of note. Pedestrian days from their offense as well. But there is what I did want to talk about is the play to steal the game. So Atlanta's driving towards the end there, etc. Minka Fitzpatrick gets an interception. Could have been an easy walk-in pick six. And I just want to point it out because with all the funny games or crazy games that happened earlier in the start of the season where maybe taking the points instead of taking the knee, and it cost a couple teams some actual victories. The Ravens jump out against the Jets or the Browns, or Jets versus Browns, one of those games anyway. And so instead of taking the pick six, pat his own stats, intercepts the ball, runs out around the 3 or 4 yard line. We come out in the victory formation to go ahead and knee it out and seal the victory. So for all you fundamentalists out there, man, y'all should be happy, man. That's one on the board for y'all. Because if that's me, boy, I'm getting that 6. Hey, I'm getting that. The record for return touchdowns for a defensive player, period. It's only 12? Ryan Woodson got it. It's 12. 12 in a career. Mind you, Ryan Woodson had 70 picks. And the record for return touchdowns is only 12. So, man, hey, I want to win like everybody else. But, boy, that could have been one of 10 more chances he may have like that in his career. So, man, get them points. You know what I'm saying? Get them points if you ask me. But I'll take the dub either way.
Gotcha. And just because Willie Jack asked for it, man, I went on ahead and pulled it up, man. I give y'all a glimpse of this.
Y'all had to see it. I seen you do the
stiff arms of the year, man.
Hey, I seen you do the stink face a little bit when I realized you seen it. You did a little. Yeah, it's one of them.
You
I did.
You seen me do it, man. You seen me do it, man. Hey,
that's
man,
how I know you found it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, I got you here, man. I got it pulled up for you, man. Let me go ahead and play it for y'all. You know, as you go. He got real sick right there, man. Watch the slow motion, man. Hand on helmet with a side step. You know what? Get up off me. Excuse me. Get up off me, man. I got business to tend to, man. I need to go do some stuff, man. But you are currently in my way, sir. You know what I'm saying? So he went on ahead and bounced his head on about the ground. But yeah, man.
Wait, I'm sorry. Last thing, real quick, we want to apologize to that man's he has a family, Najee. All right. His mama was in the stands. That was a home game, dog. You can't, hey man, man, come on, man. Don't do it. Hey, respectfully, sir, whoever you are, I hope you're okay. And from Steeler Nation, we apologize, bro. We ain't mean to do that to you in front of your peoples, dog.
Gotcha, Jack, man. Special shout out to Real Deal Sports SEL, man. Skinny in the building.
Let's go, man. It's gonna be a good show, Chop. Day one game, Jarrell and Real Deal in the building, bro. It's got to be a good one.
It's got to be a good show if they both in the building, man. But yeah, man, great game for Pittsburgh, man. And like Willie Jack said, quietly, man, starting to put things together, man. Mike Tomlin is over there working, and he's letting everybody know, hey, y'all keep on being quiet. Let us sit on in the back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We coming. Don't even worry about it. You know, we coming. Najee's starting to run the ball a little bit better. They're starting to put things in order in terms of, you know, that defense and figuring out what really works for that defense. Of course, you know, that defense has some weaknesses, especially on the outside, but, you know, being able to, you know, put some things in order to make that defense, you know, be successful, cause those turnovers, you know, get that pressure, you know, is what they're continuing to do. And just like, you know, I felt like this game was going to go with Mariota not necessarily being that guy that's going to be passing the ball for a ton of yards, man. It fit right into what Pittsburgh does well, especially on the defensive end, man. They stopped everything that Atlanta wanted to do, and that made it go well for what Pittsburgh wanted to do. You know, so that's just what it was, man. Steelers coming up with that W, man, and I like what Tomlin he's got going on right now, man. He's starting to put something together.
Sirski. Yeah, Sirski.
For sure. Sis in the building. What's going on, sis? How you living? She stopped on in with us, man. Hey, they used, like you see it, Willie Jack. The day one gangs in the building, man. They in the building.
Them members showed up today, boy. Hey, them members showed up today. Come on.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep it going, man. Let's go to Minnesota in this next one, man. The New York Jets travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, man. And, hey, man, I don't know if y'all got a chance to check out Chop Willie in the morning, but I convinced myself. I had convinced myself. I know I convinced Willie stuck with his pick, which is he was a smart man. But I convinced myself. I don't know where I pull that out from, but hey, man, it happens that way. And To be honest, the New York Jets actually had a few chances in this game, man. They had a few chances. They drove down, on the goal line. Well, would go to in the goal-to-go situations a few times throughout this game where they couldn't punch it in, man. They couldn't punch it in. They couldn't get the job done. Now, Mike White was able to run the ball in and get some help with his teammates, to help, put them back in his ball game. But they had more chances. And another thing too, overall, even though Justin Jefferson got into the paint, he did a good job of of slowing him down. Now, Willie Jack, I watched a lot of this game, and I know Sauce was on him a decent amount, but overall, it was more so of a team effort, to help slow down Justin Jefferson. And it's really, Dalvin Cook and that defense coming up big, with their back against the wall to help slow the Jets down, and really allow them to take care of everything in this game. Now, the biggest takeaway I had, well, not the biggest takeaway, but one of the takeaways that I have with the Jets too is that's 2 weeks straight, man. Your boy Garrett Wilson, man. Garrett Wilson is continuing the ball, and it was more so like what I said last week. It's like Mike White. Don't get me wrong, he's not going to be a starter of this team for long term, right? I'll go ahead and say that. I feel confident in saying that he's not going to be a starter on this team long term. But having a quarterback like him under center, for this team and what they have around, it goes well with how they want to attack, and also, bringing out the best talent bring out the best in your talent that you have around them. You know what I'm saying? So allowing Garrett Wilson to do the things that he likes to do. But it just wasn't enough in this particular game, and Minnesota held them off, man. They did what they supposed to do.
Man, and I'm not gonna lie, man, watching this game, I really did gain a lot of respect for Mike White in this game, because he made plays. Honestly, and the team around him kind of let him down in a lot of instances. Even those 2 interceptions, the first one for sure wasn't on him. I think it was a tip pass that got intercepted. But honestly, I don't think that second one was a bad one either. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but I remember in the moment that I didn't think it was a bad play. It was just unfortunate that something happened. So, but no, man, made real throws, made throws that make you say, okay, no, that's legit. Like he had to dice one in. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Mike White, man. And then speaking to your point, the Jets definitely had more than enough to win the game. They had the game won if Brandon Berrios doesn't drop a touchdown pass and hit him in the chest.
Right.
It was a Texas right out the backfield, I believe, or was it Texas, or was it just a short end from the slide? Either way, no. I think.
Well, I would say the ball was thrown slightly behind him, but that's one of those catches where if an NFL receiver has to make that catch. Period.
Nah, bro. He had it here, so I don't even want to give him that, bro. That's a touchdown. Like, bro, I can't even give him that excuse, man. If anything, I like the throw because it kept him from running into the defense anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the soft coverage was sitting with one of the linebackers. Like, I didn't have a problem with the throw. He's got to make the play. And you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't. And then I think that next play is when that wasn't the Harrison Smith interception. That wasn't that play. But the game was over that next play. Or was it a sack or something like that? Like they had to take a deep sack. But essentially, like they went from having a game one, and then the next down was 4th down. I think it was a deep sack, or maybe it was just he scrambled around and had to throw it incomplete or something like that. But then it's turnover on downs, and then Minnesota finishes out the game. And so, like I said, definitely had the game won. A big day, like you said, from Gary Wilson, man. 8 for 162. Man, that boy getting busy. And so that's a credit to Mike White. Mike White and Flacco. Flacco aired him out as well. You know what I mean? So it's just him and Zach Wilson for whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I'm saying? They not jiggy. I don't know what that's about, but now Gary Wilson, man, definitely showing to bring the talent that we saw in college and show it to translate and be just as dynamic as he is now. So if not for more opportunity, boy, I wonder what his season could look like to this point, getting the usage that he's been getting now with Mike White in the few times we've seen with Mike White, and then earlier with Flacco. But yeah, no. Other than that, man, close with no cigar for Minnesota for the Jets, and yeah, Minnesota scrapes by another one.
I honestly think he could be their offensive player of the year type.
He really could have been. Oh yeah, offensive rookie of the year for sure. Yeah.
Well, one you had it looked like Breece Hall was running away with it, but then once he got hurt and went down with the injury, then it became Chris Olave. You know what I'm saying? And what he was doing over there in New Orleans. Now, to this point, without the injuries, like I haven't seen anybody doing really anything super special as far as like the rookies go. Like we've been getting used to or getting spoiled by seeing when we watched Jamar Chase, and then the year before that Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? We gotten spoiled a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then even the same year with Justin Jefferson, Herbert. You know what I'm saying? Justin Herbert. So we got a lot of rookie performances, but this year on offense, you know, after Breece Hall went down, who was pretty much the standout of all the rookies on offense, you know, the bigger standout. Now it's Chris Olave, it's Garrett Wilson, it's
Drake London's
coming on those guys. And then it's there. So I think if he did have this entire year, we could be looking at Garrett Wilson being the leader right now of that Rookie of the Year
clubhouse.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year award. So that's kind of how they're looking. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We had another good one, man. It was a rematch of a playoff game last year where we had Kansas City. They went to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, man. Take on the Bengals, a very, very, very good game. Willie Jack, what was your take on this one, man?
Man, excellent game, man. And you know what? Man? Yeah, you probably should have took that because you called it. But yeah, man, no, excellent game. And when I was watching the game, especially how it turned out, I was really like, damn, like Chop sit there had the onions to call it because I couldn't bite it. Because we were talking about it, I was like, man, you just sold me too, and I just couldn't do it, man. Try to play the house money, and then like I said, scary money can't make none. But no, shout out to Cincinnati, man. Like man, Cincinnati's really kind of similar to last year. This is exactly right around that time. Put a few of these things together and gain real momentum, and then we see how far they carried that. So they carried it to the brink of a Super Bowl championship. And so yeah, this team just as dangerous as anyone, and especially evident by we just seen them topple the king. You know what I mean? So I'll let you make that point when you get there. But yeah, so as far as the day went, Burrow 25 for 31. 286 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns. Also got busy on the ground, 11 for 46 in the touchdown as well. Big day for Samaje Perine. And this is the thing, too, I heard on, it might have been like sports radio, but I think Joe Mixon's cap next year is like 14.5 or 16.5. And then seeing how relatively pedestrian he's been this year and in these limited little spurts, but Samaje Perine, my bad, big dog. But 21 for 106. My fault, Red. And I like, he went to Oklahoma, I believe, if I'm remembering the right P, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's him. Okay, yeah. Now I know about you a little bit, Brian. No disrespect. But 21 for 106. So very solid day on the ground, honestly. And then, like I said, he's already had a couple big performances in spots for Mixon as well. So just something when I heard it on like sports radio down here, I was like, man, that's shit, hey, 14.5 or 16.5, whatever it is for Joe Mixon, that's just a guy out of, I mean, he's talented, but he's not having the impact that you can get for P. Ryan for probably about $750,000 a year. Boy, that business right itself. So I don't know, but now here's the credit to Cincinnati, and especially that defense. Man, Patty, 16 for 27, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. Now he did have a rushing touchdown as well in the game, but pedestrian for everybody else too, man. Kelsey held in check, 4 for 56. Juju 3 for 35. And so credit to Cincinnati, man, especially that defense has definitely came a long way. And then, like I said, man, Jamar Chase making his return, 7 for 97. So stepped right back in like they didn't lose anything at all. So this is a very, very dangerous team going forward. So go ahead.
And must I remind y'all who I told y'all was a Super Bowl over in the AFC. I just want to throw that out.
You sure did say that. Yeah, you did.
Remind that real quick. But you know what, Willie Jack, couple things. Well, one, I'm gonna touch on Jarrell before the comment go, but let me go ahead. Let me go get you straight, Jarrell. You know what I'm saying? He's just like the Rams, and the 49ers. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you the difference. The Rams took care of business when it counted in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They led into the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? KC got to be there first. KC got to beat Cincinnati in the playoff first before we can say that's the same situation. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now back to regularly scheduled program. Nah, just playing. But you know what? To what you said, Willie Jack, this is the exact reason why there's the notion of, should we pay running backs or not? You know what I mean? Because you can get a Samaje Perine that can come in and fill in almost as if Joe Mixon hasn't left. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to me because he was going into this year to benefit the most from this new offensive line, you know, and he hasn't done that. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't done that. So in Samaje Perine, and he fits right offense, you know, not to say Joe Mixon doesn't, because I think Joe Mixon fits right in too, but you know, why would I go pay, you know, a pop price, you know, if I got on him, who I can pretty much get the same or very similar production that's right behind the price, you know what I mean? Which may open a door for us to go get something else that we may need, another addition to the team, you know. So
that's two starters. 16, if the number is 16, or even if it's 14, that's two starters, legitimately.
Yeah, for sure. You know, starters. So why not do that? You know, why not go ahead and run with your backup guy? Like I said, and there's nothing into Joe Mixon. I think Joe Mixon will be a great addition to a lot of different teams, but Cincinnati they're in a position where they have the luxury to say, you know what, we still got Samaje Perine, we can rock with him. You know, it's a business decision, and that's what it is. It's a business league, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if they cut those ties, especially with Joe Mixon's injury history and things like that too. So there's a lot of things that may come into play in terms of this, but hey, man, we'll see how it goes. And either way, Cincinnati is going to be dangerous because they got Joe Burr back there. And he looked just like it playing against this Kansas City team, man. He was the better quarterback that night, on Sunday night. He was, or Sunday afternoon. He was the better quarterback. He was very sharp, and he's been sharp the last two games. You know, Tennessee, where he had to pick them apart that entire game. And then coming back against KC, where you know you got to be on your A game and you know you got to make big plays because you got Pat Mahomes on the other side. He came in, did what he's supposed to do, and these type of games are the reason why we say, hey, Joe Burrow's a guy. You know what I mean? And he's coming. He's young, and he's coming up there. You know, he's trying to get up there in that conversation with, you know, the Pat Mahomes on a regular, the Josh Allen's on a regular. You know, all those guys. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, pretty soon I think this is just gonna be those gonna be the three top names each and every year, and you're gonna be able to rotate them. Now, Justin Herbert, I think he's still trying to get up there, not quite there yet, but in the future, especially if the Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, the route they're going, those are the three names that we're gonna see, man. The Joe said he said a Jalen Hurts on the regular. Hey,
Jalen still got a little way.
I ain't ready to call. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, and he's got a good surrounding team. But I ain't ready to call him a guy yet. Yeah, I ain't ready to call him a guy yet. Man, he's got a great supporting cast, but not quite a guy. On to this next Jack. Speaking of Justin Herbert, man, going into this transition, we got the Los Angeles Chargers going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders, man. And the Raiders are hot, man. The Raiders are hot. They hitting that hot streak at the right time. These are, I told y'all before, this is a game that both teams needed, man. Now, this really puts, well, one, with the way that the Raiders started, they were already in trouble. But this really put the Los Angeles Chargers in trouble because they were one game behind, you know, in which, well, I guess that technically they're one game behind to the Jets because the Jets lost still. But everybody else in those wild card spots, the Cincinnati and Buffalo, they moved up. Buffalo is actually number one now. You know what I'm saying? So they about that wild card spot. You know what I'm saying? So they moved up, and you got Miami there, but they're still that still leaves the Los Angeles Chargers a game behind, and they need to get it together, man. And these are the type of performances that I've been talking about when I talk about Justin Herbert, because you see him play the entire game and you see inconsistencies, right? You see certain inconsistencies. Now he's good. We know he's got tremendous arm talent, you know, and his talent is, you know, it speaks for itself. But he'll be inconsistent. An awesome, great throw, like that deep throw down the right sideline to Keenan Allen, you know, and tight coverage where he hit him up for the touchdown. And Keenan Allen gets up talking his trash. He talking his stuff, man. But you see those type of throws, and those are the throws that make you say, wow. But then the rest of the game, it's like, come on, man, what's going on? Like, some guys just know how to win. Joe Burrow is a guy, regardless of he does, he knows how to win. Justin Herbert, win, man. Whatever you need to do, by any means necessary. You know what I mean? That's what it's said, by any means necessary. But other than that, on the other side, man, you still got the best in the business, man. Devontae Adams, man, over there doing his thing. He had a big game. He had a big game this game, man.
Did.
But also Josh Jacobs, man. And when you got both of those guys rolling at the same time, the Raiders are going to be hard to beat when you got both of them rolling. Because you got Josh Jacobs running for over 100 yards. Then you got Devontae Adams catching for about 150? I don't remember.
Hey,
2 touchdowns.
Did you say you said Willie's player of the week had what now, Chop? What?
I think he had about 177 and 2 touchdowns. Woo, my bad.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about my player of the week, Josh Jacobs.
Oh, Josh Jacobs. Oh, my fault. 144 in the tub.
Yeah,
He said we had 144 in the tub. Oh, my fault, bro.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I might have called something pretty close.
Something pretty close.
I called something pretty close. Yeah.
No,
I'm cleaning it up. Don't worry. Go ahead and do your thing. I'm cleaning it up.
Out here. But yeah, man. So anytime you got those guys rolling like that, man, the Raiders team is going to be hard to beat. And hey, the Chargers couldn't keep up, man. The Chargers couldn't keep up. I thought they were going to be able to do a little bit more with this against this defense, but hey, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, man. So
exactly.
Anyway, the Raiders end up coming away with the W in this game, Willie Jack.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And I agree with everything you said, man. The only thing I say, man, you might have came down a little hard, though. I wouldn't go as far as to say the boy don't want to win, though, man. I wouldn't.
No, I'm not. No. I wasn't saying he doesn't want to win. I think he wants to win for sure. But knowing how to win is a difference. You know what I'm saying? Some guys, they can come out there and we'll get to Tom Brady in a minute, but he can have a terrible performance, but he can find a way. They find a way. It don't matter how it gets done. It can be ugly. They find a way to win. They find a way to get it done. That's the part of it. It looks pretty when you see Justin Herbert throw the ball and when he plays the ball. But the guys though, they got that. They got a little bit of that, but they find a way to win. They are. So at the end of the day, it's about winning. I don't care how. And I think that's the small things that I look for.
No, okay, I got you. But yeah, just a couple players to highlight, man. We already talked about Jacobs and Adams, man. Both those guys had big days, for sure. But Chandler Jones, man, big day for him as well. 3 sacks. The Raiders as a team had 5 sacks. Chandler Jones had 3, so big day for him, man. So I wanted to shout him out. But yeah, no, other than that, man, you hit all the high points for sure. But yeah, definitely was. I enjoyed watching that game, and so like it was a fun game to watch. And so I think you got that one well covered, partner.
For sure. All right, well, let's keep it pushing in, Willie Jack. We got Green Bay going to Chicago to take on the Bears. They win that game 28-19. Green Bay over Chicago. Willie Jack, what was your take on this one?
Aaron Rodgers still on Chicago, man. Aaron Rodgers he said what he said. You know what I'm saying? He said it with his chest. He said what he said. He said it with his chest. He meant what he said. So there was a point in the game now where Chicago jumps out to the lead. Wait, am I tripping? No, Chicago jumped out to a lead in this game. I mean, or not very early on.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? It was still very early on, but no, they had a first half lead there for a good while as well, and it really got me to thinking like, oh boy, like is this really gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like this really gonna, you know what I'm saying? So imagine Green Bay end up losing this game, and then at that point with the season guaranteed to be a loss, essentially no playoffs, then I was ready for the Jordan Love talk. I was ready to, bring that back to you. Like, all right, now I was where I had my conversation points queued up. I thought I was going to bust, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen, man. And you know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers hit the relax button, man, and they come back and get the dub 28-19. Man, I hate to do it now, but Tom did. Man, hey, shout out to her dog Tom, man. One of the members, dog, because he was talking about Baby Mouse, man, what he calls Christian Watson, who found a way to have a big impact again. You know what I'm saying? So this is 3 weeks in a row now where he's really made
4 weeks. 4, bro. 8
touchdowns
in 4 weeks, bro.
4 weeks in a row where he's jumped off the screen. He's made a splash play. He's shown the speed, size, speed, and dynamicism that we saw him play at, junior college or wherever he came from. So 3 for 48 for a touchdown receiving, rushing touchdown for 46 yards as well. So man, definitely dynamic, electric guy, man. And like I said, I don't know when it stops. Like I said, 4 weeks in a row now, as Chad just reminded us. So Justin Fields making the return back. His injury prognosis is always weird anyway. They said anywhere from are just the way it could be season ending or it could be next week. And sure enough, I guess it was next week that he's back. So 20 for 25, 252. No passing TDs, but 2 picks. Got busy on the ground again, as always, man. We can lock that in. So 6 for 71 and a touchdown there. Honestly, David Montgomery had a decent day as well, 14 for 61 and a touchdown. But like I said, all in all, man, AA Ron and those boys, they steal another one. And man, as dire as it may look, no matter what the percentages say, there's still a chance. You know what I'm saying? So there is still a chance. And so just count down the weeks until they're officially out of it, so I can start pushing for Jordan Love to go ahead and get these reps.
Especially if these wild card teams keep tying
man.
Each other.
Hey, that pretty much guaranteed that you ain't gonna win the bet. They couldn't afford no time.
We getting them 10. I'm getting them 10.
Ain't no way now. Yeah,
5 weeks left, bro. We winning 3 of them games. I'm trying to tell you right now.
Yeah.
One of them gonna be we're gonna get to it. Don't even worry about it.
No.
As far as my take on the game, you hit a lot, Jack. But your boy AJ Dillon, man, finally had him a solid game this game, man. Mm-hmm. He had him a solid one, man. He went, went for 93 yards in the.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's my boy name? Earned in this game, so that opened up the door a little bit more for AJ Dillon. But anyway, they started to let AJ Dillon cook, man. Aaron Jones came back in this game. They was like, hey, let's let AJ Dillon cook, and he was cooking, man. He had him a decent run at this particular game, and Green Bay did what they do, man. They love to run the ball, especially with the type of offense that they have now. That's what they were able to do. They stuck to it, and sure enough, they broke it open at the right time. Now, of course, we seen Aaron Rodgers give the Chicago crowd the salute at the end of the game. Like, look, man, I'm still here. Like you said, I'm still here. When I come here, I had a lot of victories in this house. You know what I'm saying? Over my career. You know what I'm saying? So all they fans is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Because I love y'all fans. I come here and I get a win on y'all fans all the time.
Right.
But I'm curious to know what I'm looking forward to next year already, Willie Jack, because I don't think this Green Bay team is gonna make much noise, even if they do up, pulling off something crazy and getting into. I'm curious to know what this is going to look like, because Christian Watson is what he's been doing the last 4 weeks. If he continues to develop, and him and Aaron Rodgers end up developing a good relationship, something to where it's like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? He can cook. I mean, we've seen it multiple times before, man. We're going back to Donald Driver and Greg Jennings. You know what I'm saying? Developing the relationship there. You know what I'm saying? After those guys left, the Jordy Nelsons and the Cobbs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then he finds a guy, sometimes a late round draft pick, but he ends up finding the guy. And I want to see if that manifests into something maybe next year.
Hold on. Well, let me slow down there anyway, real quick. And I don't want us to carry on too long with this one, but he hasn't progressed or developed significantly as a receiver. He's made 2 splash plays a game, and so it's still more. I mean, well, I don't want to say fluff. Well, it's still more fluff than substance. So he's still far and away, miles away from developing and being the guy that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have like savvy technical prowess.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? He's big and fast, and if you give me one right in the breadbasket in stride, then I could get off on boys. He's got that going, but as far as being Aaron is laser surgery. You know what I'm saying? So like, he's not even. Yeah, he ain't ready for that yet.
No. But here's this is the other part of it too. Is like, if you look at all those receivers had different styles, and Aaron Rodgers had a specific thing that he did with each of those receivers. Say Adams, for example, technician. The route runner, you know what I'm saying? And they mastered that. Before him, it was Jordy Nelson. Him and Jordy Nelson, they have the Dino route. That will be the one that would hit each other on a lot of times, or they hit each other in the middle of that zone that cover 2 between the corner and the safety. And Jordy Nelson had the knack for always bringing it across. But that Dino route is Jordy Nelson would take it towards the middle of the field and then break it toward the outside. Aaron Rodgers would have all the time and just heave it up deep down the field, and Jordy Nelson would have all the time.
Post one. Yeah. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But
yeah, that post corner or like the either way. My fault, Dino. But
there you go. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, my fault. But and then with guys like the Donald Drivers and the Greg Jennings, Like they were pretty good route runs, but they did different things too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Christian Watson is going to be those like Devontae Adams. He's going to be some a little bit different, and he's going to they could develop something else, some a different type of relationship.
No, I got
so
you.
I just want to see what it looks like next year. That's all.
No, I got you. Good points.
For sure.
Hey, hold on, man. Shout out to my dog Hoop, man. Shout out to my dog Hoop, Dragon Media Network in the building, man. In here talking that noise as well. Cheering for his Cowboys, man. So I appreciate the love, big homie. Definitely appreciate the love, bro.
Gotcha. We're gonna get to your boys, man. We're gonna definitely get to your boys. But let's go ahead and go to Detroit, Willie Jack, man. Detroit. They come away with this W, man. 40-14, man. 40-14. Willie Jack, what you think about this one, man?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Well, I didn't know they was gonna spank them like this. But one of the things we talked about on Sunday, where you know what I'm saying, Chop Willie in the morning, 10 o'clock Sundays, and get your pregame in. Yeah, but one of the things I talked about there was like as much as I would like to believe in Jacksonville and Trevor, you know what I'm saying, Lawrence had been playing pretty solid ball to the last, I think, 2 games, etc. But the thing I said then was like they can't get to 30. And I was like, it doesn't matter what happens in the game, like playing well, playing bad, playing nothing. Detroit's going to score 30 points. That's one thing we've seen all year. That's one thing I've said all year. Rain, sleet, or snow, hell or high water, Detroit going to touch 30 in every game this year except the one where they get completely goosed by Big Bad Bill. You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, they touch a 30 or they threaten 30, and Jacksonville just don't have the horses to get there. And that's exactly kind of what happened. Or well, not to say, I mean, it was a boat race. I mean, so that's what it was. And so Jared Goff, man, 340 in the air, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Man, finally the first game back for the first real game back. It feels like for DeAndre Swift. He's been healthy for 3 weeks and hadn't had more than 3 carries in a game. He's been healthy for 3 weeks, and so now finally the first time he's getting a real run. 14 carries, 62 yards and a touchdown. Not Equinemius, the other one. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Big day in the air for him, man. 11 for 114, 2 touchdowns. And so, man, I think I feel like we was early on that kid. I think we liked him, that St. Brown kid.
I remember us talking briefly.
Man.
I don't remember all the specifics of it, but I know we talked a little bit.
So shout out to him, man. For sure. So like I said, big day for him. Man, Trevor Lawrence and the boys, man, like I said, just got themselves raced, man. But so is this 4 wins for the Lions? What's the Lions records now? Is they 4-8 or is it?
I think 4 in the last 5 games.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah. For that, and that's exactly what I was trying to find, that stat right there. So 4 victories.
They're 5-7
5
right
games.
Now. 5-7.
Okay, oh yeah, okay. 5-7, 4 victories in the last 5 games. And honestly, strangely enough, they hit that winning streak after they traded TJ Hockenson. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, 3 games.
That is crazy.
They did. TJ Hockenson, the best offensive player on that team, and then went on a 3-game win streak before they dropped one. And honestly, I think I'm trying to remember now. I believe they were in position to win. I probably should have won the one they dropped. If I'm not mistaken, disregard. Either way,
they were in position to win. It was against Buffalo on Thanksgiving.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, exactly. A game they could have won. So that very easily could have been five straight, but they ran into Big Josh. But 3 minute 3 minute worth of guy. Oh, okay, he's in the chat. My bad. Go ahead, get busy. But now here's the thing I want to say to you, man. When I'm gonna flip this to you. Here's the question I want to say though. So now what do you do with Jared Goff? Because honestly, bro, there's other than his name and reputation and public standing, etc. There's no reason to get rid of or move on from Jared Goff. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up?
No, I'm gonna say. Go ahead, finish what you were saying.
No. I'm just gonna big him up. But if you was ready to go ahead and rock then. But I was like, he's led a top 5 offense since the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying? And just like I've said, I don't give a damn who they playing or what the conditions is. I can count on Detroit to give me 30 points. I can't count on the win. I can count on Jared Goff and that offense to somehow fiddle or do whatever they got to do and give me 30 points. And so he's not the issue there. If they had any hint of defense, they may have at least two more victories. At least. With the middling defense, they maybe have 2 more victories. With a damn near good defense, they got 3 more victories. You know what I'm saying? And Minnesota's not a lock for that division. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see how honestly, if your ownership, you realistically move on from him in favor of just getting a young, hot, sexy name to come in from the college ranks, etc. But yeah, shout out to Jared Goff, man, salvaging your career because he looked like he was on the way out. It looked like, man, we got to take you this time because we got Stafford off, man. We can't wait to get you up out of here. And now, man, that's Jared Goff's team. That's Jared Goff's offense, and he doing what he need to do with it. So I don't see how they move on, man, and I don't think they should.
And the crazy part is, I think you was reading my mind with your takes with this one, Willie Jack, because I was going to mention DeAndre Swift and him finally getting his run. And then also I was going to bring up the Jared Goff because it was a few weeks ago, Willie Jack, we talked about this. Well, you mentioned this, and you were saying, and we were talking about them getting those early draft picks, from the Rams and probably for themselves. Now they're playing their way out of 2 top 10 picks because of their own success. So one may be outside of the top 10, but the other one still may be in the top 10 because of how bad the Rams are doing. So they're still going to have a top 10 pick.
That's what I'm saying. That's position to get a quarterback. Yeah.
So my thing is, I don't think you do it either. I think this team has a good foundation. They have good young talent. They have a great offensive line. And as long as they have a good offensive line, Jared Goff is going to be fine. We've seen him pass behind a good offensive line. The other thing I said, like I said earlier this year, was a player doesn't stop getting better or stop improving just because it's after the first 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? Jared Goff was playing in the Super Bowl at the age of 24. That's very, very young as a starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not ready at 24. Everybody's not Patrick Mahomes. Everybody is not Joe Burrow. Everybody is not those quarterbacks. Sometimes it takes you some Matthew Stafford. It takes you some years. Everybody's not Tom Brady rookie year or, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. It takes you some time.
Rookie year.
Right. So it's like, Jared Goff, it may take him a little bit more time, and right now he looks like a better player. It could be a entirely better situation for him too, and it just works out for him, man. Yeah, the Rams, they did what they did. We won them a Super Bowl, but Jared Goff is in a good situation too. So yes, I do think you keep Jared Goff and you continue to build around him. You instead of getting the quarterback of the top 3 or somebody on defense, you know what I'm saying? You go and then with that middle first round pick, go get somebody else, man. You start to load up. And now you looking like, hey, man, we cooking with grease now, baby. We're cooking with grease. So, yes, I agree with you, Willie Jack. You keep Jared Goff on that squad.
Hey, man, go ahead and put my dog Hoop out of his misery, man. Let's talk about these Cowboys. If I got to see Cowboys in the chat for no reason one more damn time, man, he going to make me sick. I don't want to get sick on camera.
All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about it, man. If it's going to be short and sweet anyway, well, I don't know. Willie Jack, he always got his thing he like to do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, man.
But let me give you the score first, Willie Jack. We had Dallas to take on the Cowboys, and Dallas ended up coming away with this W in large fashion with a blowout, scoring 54 points, man. 54-19 was the final score of this game. Willie Jack, bro, you want to go ahead and cook for look? Want to go ahead and cook?
Hey, man, come on, man. Y'all gang Jarrell, man. Day one gang Jarrell. If you still in the building, big dog, you know what I need to see in the chat, man. You know what I need to see in the chat, man. Come on. Hey, free TP in the chat, man. Somebody free TP in the chat for me right damn now, man. Free TP in the chat real strong, man. So Cowboys come out and boat race the Colts, man. And so now one of my biggest takeaways from the game, and I hate that I'm skipping through a whole review of the game to get there, but now it's on my mind. Jeff Saturday just cost him any real consideration for that coach job for the future. Like I said, you can't go out there and get raced like that. Versus the Cowboys.
You be hung up on them blowouts,
boy.
He's
over. He's over, boy. I like seeing how. Hey, there we go, man. Y'all day one gang come through like he supposed to, man. Come on, man. Hey, man, come on, man. Gang in the building too, man. Free TP in the chat. Come on, man. Y'all know what's going on.
Kevin came in. He say sell TP.
Sell TP. Hey, if they smart, who wouldn't get? Well, no, I ain't gonna say a second. I ain't gonna lie.
I tell you what. LA will take him. Come on over to the Rams, bro. We can work with you, bro.
Man, why you want to go there? He go play with Big Josh in Buffalo. But
I know he's straight.
But no real consideration for that job. And what I was thinking, because when he came in, his imprint on the team was indelible. I mean, you couldn't deny it. Brains back in, Matt Ryan. They give Jonathan Taylor 35 carries, and they get a victory. And so it's like, oh damn, where it has been for 11 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Then the next week they come out extremely competitive against the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So had the lead in that game until Jalen Hurts put his hero pants on and drives down and secures victory for his own team. But until those last 2 minutes and 36 seconds or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? They were in position to beat with many in the league this year, or at least to this point, in a lot of people's minds, and had those guys against the rope as well, took them to the limit. And so then in the third week, the next week, of course, you know what I'm saying, they fall to my guys, man, my Steelers. And I'll put that on coaching as well, because Jonathan Taylor didn't have 5 carries or touches in the first half. Then the second half of that game, he finishes with 20 carries and 86 yards and a touchdown. And so I'll put that on coaching. And I can see what they were thinking. Pittsburgh secondary so weak. Okay, this is Matt Ryan's game, and try to go out there and let him air it out, and it just didn't happen. But still, so I'll put that on him as well. But then, like I said, to piss away all the goodwill you had in those first 2 performances, with these last 2, and especially, like I said, man, Jim Irsay can't getting 50 ball on primetime TV at Jerry World, inexcusable. So that experiment's over. You know what I'm saying? So or at least that, as far as real consideration goes. But as far as the game itself, man, my fault, got distracted. Dak went 20 for 173, touchdowns and a pick. My dog TP, come on, man, free TP, somebody. Did what he supposed to do, man. Did what he always did, what he can't help but do. He ain't do nothing but what he can't help but do, man. 12 for 91 on the yard, 2 touchdowns. Got loose for about 20 or 30 on the boys on one. Zeke had a paltry 77 yards on 17 carries and a touchdown as well. So, I mean, that's solid too. It's solid. I'm upset because in my mind, when TP go 12 for 91, the first thing I asked myself, and 2 touchdowns, mind you, is like, God damn, man, why he only had 12 carries? I was okay, well, maybe they was airing the ball out. Then I see Zeke had 17 slow ass, chunky ass, thick ass leg carries. And I'm like, man, they for one, switch it around, give me 17 and 12 the other way around to give me something, but it is what it is. CeeDee Lamb gets in the paint as well, 5 for 71 in the touchdown. Man, Gallup, not big day, 4 for 23, but two tubs though. So man, we'll take that any day. And then Dallas's defense, man.
He went up for him.
He went and got him now. Hey, he went and got him for sure. And so yeah, he definitely went and got him. So and glad to see him bounce back, help, like I said, coming off the injury he did. And so so definitely a fan of his. And then Dallas, that defense itself got busy. 3 sacks, 3 picks. A kid I had never heard of, 2 picks. And now I feel bad. I can't shout him out, man. What's kid's name, man? He had 2 picks in primetime television in Jerry World, man. We got to say his name on TV, on YouTube TV.
On TV. Nah, we TV.
TV. Man, you damn right.
If you got a smart TV, you got YouTube on.
Hey, there it is.
On TV.
There it is. But yeah, no, other than that, man, like I said, so
DeRon Bland.
DeRon Bland. Hey, shout out to you, sir. Shout out to you. I don't know what school you came from. I don't know how long you've been in the league. But hey, shout out to you, man. 2 picks on primetime television, like I said, in Jerry World, man. Big day. I'm sure a career day for you and all that good stuff, man. So enjoy the moment. I'm sure you did. I'm sure your family's proud of you and all that good stuff. And then one more thing, man. Shout out Donovan Wilson, man. Donovan Wilson is quickly this season became like one of my favorite players in the league. Because boy is just a missile. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching the Cowboys play just as much to see Tony Pollard as I am to see Donovan Wilson now on defense. And Michael Parsons, I want to see those guys as well. But now he's the number I look for. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't hard to find number 6 because he's wherever the ball is at. So really just like his game, man. 8 tackles, a sack in this game, a tackle for a loss. And so dude nice. Yeah. Matter of fact, man, go, man. Yeah, start looking for that boy. I got you.
Boy, and I'm gonna shout out Jarrell on this one because Jarrell asked the question, man. He say, "Now, was it actually the Cowboys being good, or was it the coach pooping themselves?" And I'm gonna tell you right now, it was a little bit of both.
Yeah,
it was a little bit of both to me because I watched the game and I saw a coach team that couldn't get right on offense, continuing to make mistake after mistake after mistake. And Cowboys just capitalizing on all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen games where teams get a lot of turnovers, but they don't turn them into points. Cowboys were able to turn them into points. You know what I'm saying? And which is why you see a final score
and touchdowns at that. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, and just punching it in. But all I can think about right now, Willie Jack, is sitting up watching the game. With my wife, LaShonda. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my wife. Shout out to you, babe. You know what I'm saying? But all I can think of is sitting in the bed watching the game, and she like, dang. She kept saying, like, they they ready to go home or something. They can't even play right. They ready to go home. I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. They can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They can't do nothing, man. But
so they was ready to go home. Huh?
They was ready to go home, bro. They was ready to get out of there. They was ready for their game to be over with.
Hey, they was ready for the running clock.
They was done, man. They was done. But yeah, man. Shout out to shout out to the Cowboys. I ain't gonna spend too much time on it, man. It was a blowout. Second blowout of the season, man. They blew Minnesota out earlier. Now they blew the coach out. You know what I'm saying? So they just blowing teams out. You know what I'm saying? When they get the chance, and they're taking advantage of their opportunities, man. And that's another thing that good teams do. They take advantage of the opportunities they give them.
Sure. Hey, and real quick, man, shout out to our dog Kevin, man. Shout out to Real Deal STL Sports in the building, holding us down, man. We appreciate y'all boys, man. He said, we was asking earlier, man. Bland, the kid with the 2 picks for the Cowboys, he's a rookie and he's out of Fresno, man. So hey, shout out to you, sir. Yeah, rookie from Fresno, and primetime Sunday and Jerry World 2 interceptions. So yeah, shout out to you, sir.
Gotcha. Well, Willie Jack, it's about that time, man. We already, we went through about half of the games already, man. I think it's about time for you, man, to let them know what's going on, man. I think you need to go ahead and pay these bills for me, my dog.
Hey, y'all know what's going on, man. Just like my dog said, man, you know what's going on, man. Hashtag 3 Migos in the chat, because it's time to shout out to the sponsorship, man. Shout out to the sponsorship, man. That's the 3 Amigos, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. That's a 3-piece spicy. That's 3 the hard way. You can't go wrong. Like, share, subscribe. That's the 3 Amigos. Been here the long and strong way, man. So, look, I tell y'all every week, shout out to Day One Gang Jarrell, man. He knows what's going on in the chat. 3 Amigos in the chat, man. Y'all stop playing. Now, I tell y'all every week, it's the 3 Amigos, but it's a 4-part process, big dog. Okay? 3 Amigos, 4 steps. Step number 1, like, share, and subscribe. I can't say that enough. You know, you come in here, you chill, you sit on my couch, you drink my drink, and you eat my food, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Then you gotta tell a friend. You heard what Kevin said, 3-piece spicy. Then you gotta tell a friend. Then you gotta tell your friend to tell a friend. Then you gotta tell your friend's friend to bring a partner, because everybody's welcome. We got plenty of space up here in the penthouse. Like I told you, they came over to YouTube and we getting real jiggy. So come in here, have a good time, get your head buzzed, man. Maybe learn a thing or two. And don't forget, before you come in and have all this fun, to tap in with the 3 Amigos, man. Now, back to the regularly scheduled programming. There you go, Chop.
All right, Willie Jack, man. Well, let's go ahead and talk about this game, man. Let's get it on out the way, man. We had Washington go to New York to take on the Giants, and they came away with the. No, maybe the other team came away with the. We had a tie, ladies and gentlemen. We had a tie. I'm talking about a photo finish. You know what I'm saying? a photo finish. Photo finish, man. They end up tying this game, man. 20-20, divisional matchup. 2 teams in the wild card, and don't none of them want it. Don't neither one of them want it, Willie Jack.
Hey,
that's what it looked like to me, man. Neither team wanted it. Giants were in control of this game, you know what I'm saying, and until the 4th quarter, when Taylor Heineke does what Taylor Heineke tends to do every once in a while, and he ends up getting in. You know what I'm saying? They end up leading his team, getting down there for a W. They tie the game. Okay. And this is when I actually put on I want to put on Brian Dable. Okay. I put this one on Brian Dable because there was an instance in this game where I felt like he was a little too conservative. He had a chance to continue to push the ball forward down the field and put his team in position to get a field goal. He elected not to do that and play for the overtime. I did not like that decision. Did not like the decision. I feel like he could have been more aggressive in this particular game. The team had the game won, but because of they were a little too conservative, they let Washington back in this game, which they came away with a tie in this game. You know what I'm saying? So in my eyes, Washington got the win because Washington was dead in this game to me. Washington was dead. Like I said, the Giants had control of this game, but they let Washington back in, and you can't do that, man. This division is too tight. You still got 6 weeks. You got 5 weeks left, man. 5 weeks left, and things are gonna get tight. Things are gonna get rough, man. You need every game counts. Every single game counts. Now, do I still believe in you? Yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I do. But it's time. And another part of it, I'm getting tired of you holding my dog back, man. I'm getting tired of it. You can't keep holding my dog back like that, man. The guy is
about the 7th best running back in the league.
I'm talking about the best in the business, man. I'm
talking about the 2nd best running back in that division.
The best back in the league. You can't hold him back, man. It's no way in this game in which you were ahead. You know what I'm saying? You were ahead in this particular game, especially going into the second half, that he only has 18 carries, man. 18 carries. Now, he did get 5 receptions in this game, but you got to do it a little different than that, man. He can't be the last resort. He has to be the guy. I don't care if everybody do know he's getting the ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if everybody does. You still have to give him the ball. I don't care who knows he's getting the ball. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know Derrick Henry getting the ball. Guess who getting it, though? Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know Justin Jefferson's getting the ball. Guess who's still getting it, though? Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? There's no debate in this type of thing. Go ahead, Willie Jack. What you gonna say, man?
You know what the difference is from the guys you named and the guys you talking about? See, those guys are the cream of the crop. See, the problem is the problem is
don't do this. Don't do it, Willie Jack. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
Hey, I'm gonna let you live, man. My fault. Hey, I had to. You lined me up for that one. I'm gonna let you live though.
The guy is a generational talent, man. You got to give him the ball, man. I understand that.
Jonathan Taylor looks just like him, except he's healthy and he threatens 2,000 yards. Go ahead, my fault. I'm gonna let you go.
Is Jonathan Taylor generational?
But no, neither is Saquon. What I'm saying, those two guys might be clones. So generational is one of those. Kyle Pitts. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's another Saquon walking around. His name is Jonathan Taylor.
I don't think so, bro. But what I'm saying is this your guy. You have to give him the rock. I don't care what it is. You got to give him the rock. You know what I'm saying? Right, yeah. You're not sitting on a good player or a very talented player like that. You can't just sit on him and not give him the ball. Man, you live and die by giving him the rock, man. Hey, go ahead with it, Jack.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, when you have a lead in the game, especially in a game as tight as it was, they had to lead you with over to your horse, to your stud. Man, hey, close this on out, big dog. Like, it don't matter how many yards you get, because all we need is ball security and time off the clock. And so whether it's 2 or 3 yards a haul, well, no, it better be 3. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you think he's a guy, it better be 4. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to put this game on your shoulders and let you carry it on in. And they didn't turn to him to do that. And so no, I dig what you're saying. But no, I'm not gonna talk about it too much more, man. Shout out to my dog Scary Terry, man, getting busy. 8 for 105 on the touchdown. Darian Payne wanted to shout him out as well, man. Had 2 sacks. Big boy in the middle. And so, but yeah, man. Other than that, like I said, I think everything you said honestly is valid. And I don't want to say that Dayball nut up because he came in the door. You know what I'm saying? Letting them onions drop, like my dog Chop be saying. You know what I'm saying? So sure. I know he's not scared to go win. You know what I'm saying? To go get a win. And so it begs the question. You know, kind of like you said, maybe. You know, I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. Or for whatever reason, if I don't know, man, they didn't want to close it out with your dog Saquon. So, but be that as it may, that's a draw, and that's another reason why the Giants ain't getting the 10 wins. But hey, that road just got so much harder. But no, other than that, man, just like shout out to our dog Kevin, man. The can't get right division, man. And just like I told Kevin, man, it's been like that for the better part of a decade. And so that's nothing new at all. And so we'll
yeah, and even though I think they turned it around, though, I don't think this division is the can't get right division no more. We are talking about the 2 bottom teams in the division that held a wild card spot. The 2 top teams, Philadelphia and Dallas. I don't think anybody will say right now they can't get right as of right now. You know, they 2 of the best teams in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Could be 1 and 2.
Hey, one slice of bread don't make you no sandwich. Now I keep trying to tell y'all.
Right. One slice of bread, I see 4 slices. They making 2 sandwiches.
All right.
Nah. I'm messing with you, man.
Go ahead.
On to the division, Jack. But let's stay in that division, man. We got Tennessee. They go to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Eagles end up putting a whooping on the Tennessee team, 35-10. What did Jack talk to?
Man,
we got a few things.
The revenge game, man. The revenge game. AJ Brown. Oh, I'm sorry. What you say?
I said we got a few things to get into with this one, man.
Oh, okay, yeah, for sure, man. So AJ Brown, man, definitely wasn't shy about his feelings about wanting to go out there, put some hands on his old team, man, and maybe specifically the GM no more. for making the decision he did. And so for me, man, this is sweet football justice. So I was a fan of everything.
I know you was rooting for this. You was definitely
rooting for this, man, because we talked about the draft night. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have came in and kicked it with us. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Day One Gang Jarrell, man, our resident Eagles fan. He said he told y'all AJ was going off, and exactly, boy, didn't need no extra gas on that fire. Does have a big day, man. 8 for 119, 2 touchdowns. Bro, the second touchdown catch was nuts. He's almost getting held at the waist. He's got his hands up. They're chest to chest. He catches the ball like this on the dude's shoulder pad. That was the second touchdown. He caught it on the shoulder pad right here as they go into the end zone. Nuts. You know what I'm saying? And then the first touchdown catch was impressive as well. It was impressive as well, but definitely got his point across. But that's what I was saying, man. Draft night, when this whole thing went down, I'm trying to tell you, I was so livid about it. I talked about it for half the night. A terrible move, a terrible decision to let that guy go, and especially seeing what the contract was that he got from Philly. He got market value. He didn't grossly upset the balance. No, it wasn't which was looked at as inflated or out of place or out of line. He got 4 years, 25 per, which was the going rate for everybody that signed in his class. Same, right in there in line with Debo, right in there in line with Metcalf. Came in heavier than Deontay Johnson. Shout out to the Steelers for not overpaying. You know what I'm saying? And right in line with Scary Terry. So it wasn't like he didn't go leave and go get Devontae money. Because then people would say, yeah, okay, man, that's a little premium. He didn't leave and go get Tyreek money. You know what I'm saying? Then people say, yeah, that's a little premium. He left and got market value. That's inexcusable. You can't let that guy, you can't let a homegrown guy like that who works himself under your tutelage in your building, works himself in the top 10 conversation on his rookie deal, and then you let him go for the cost of doing business. Like that's inexcusable. The buddy should have been gone before this. So yeah, you see, he got me worked up again. So anyway, like I said, man, football justice was served, man. AJ Brown went out there and did exactly what he had to do. Shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. Really getting busy. 29 for 39, 383 in the air and no interceptions. The boy only had 5 carries for 12 yards. Man, if I told you Jalen Hurts had damn near 400 total yards of offense in the game, you'd have swore he rushed for 200. The boy threw for 383 touchdowns and no interceptions and got the ball where it needed to go, man. A.J. Brown let him get off and do what he needed to do. Solid day as well from my dog Jarrell's, Eagles, Devontae Smith, man, really finding his groove as well, man, settling to that Robin role. Kind of like we talked about when the move was first announced, which was one of the reasons why I really liked it. I kept telling y'all the whole time, a high tide raises all the boats. And so, like I said, man, Devontae Smith, 5 for 102 and a touchdown. On the other side, man, pedestrian day for Mr. Derrick Henry, man, 11 for 30. And no secret there, the Titans go as Derrick Henry goes. And so if he's getting loose, he threatens 100 yards, or fan finds the end zone a couple times, then you can almost book it as a victory. And if he doesn't, then not close. And here we go. 30 yards, and the team scored 10 points. And so it is what it is. But the team got fired. So in Tennessee, man, there's y'all silver lining. So
for sure.
Entertaining
for sure.
game.
We'll jump into that in just a second too, Willie Jack. But neither team got the ground game going. And this is kind of what I talked about. I don't know if it was last week. Yeah, it was last week because they played Tennessee played Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. When you're going against Tennessee, it's almost like I'm not gonna say they the last year's Tampa Bay or the last 2 years Tampa Bay's rush defense type of team, but their rush defense is very, very solid. Not many teams are not rushing. Well, no teams are really rushing against a particular team. The defense that can be exploited, expanded, like I said last week when they had T. Higgins going up top. When you get those matches on the outside, those are winnable matchups. Especially if you got a guy like T. Higgins or a Jamar Chase or this past week, A.J. Brown. You know what I'm saying? He won those matchups multiple times on both sides of the field. You know what I'm saying? So those matchups are very winnable. And even Devontae Smith, was able to do what they needed to do against that pass defense of Tennessee. And that's what kind of got them where they needed to go. And yet another way that Philly showed you that they can win. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Jalen Hurts, running on the ground, for 10 times for 100 yards or however many yards. It wasn't Miles Sanders rushing the ball for a lot of yards. It was Jalen Hurts sitting back there and passing the ball. You know what I'm saying? For 380 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Like, you don't see that each and every week. Now, he definitely gets the credit. Jarrell, I know you talked about him being, a guy, earlier.
Hey, he was throwing them down.
He is probably as close as you can be without being one, as of right now. You know what I'm saying? As close as you can be. Now, as far as the MVP race, he's right on in the MVP race for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how that goes. But, yeah, man, Philly comes in, do what they needed to do. And I was happy to see A's interview after the game because not many players actually admitted and said, and I don't think it's anything wrong with saying it. Look, yes, I took it personal. I wanted to be in Tennessee. Y'all didn't sign me. So if y'all didn't sign me, that means y'all didn't want me. Y'all didn't want me. I'm gonna show y'all why y'all should have wanted me. Why y'all should have kept me. So when I hurts, I'm gonna run this 9 route, and I don't care how they cover me. Throw this ball up and watch me go do something crazy on these cats. And he did it 2 times, 8 times. Well, actually 8 times for 119 yards, man. 2 touchdowns, man. The guy was getting busy, man. So, hey, shout out to you, AJ Brown. I'm happy for you. I'm with you, Willie Jack.
Hey, there we go.
You should have kept the boy. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So that's where you go with that. Sure. Now, in terms of this firing, right? Mm-hmm. Don't you think ironic, man? Because I'm right. We both can agree that was a terrible move to not sign AJ Brown to whatever they should have signed him for to keep him in the building. We both know that it was a terrible move, right? Mm-hmm. The second part of that too is after this game, I don't feel like the timing was good on the firing of him.
Oh, okay.
I get it. You see AJ Brown on the other side, and it's like a reminder of what could have been or what should have been. But the decision was made a long time ago. It was made in the offseason. If you felt like the move was that terrible, do it then. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of him at that time, and then you move on however you need to move on. But in the middle of a season where you got a team that's getting ready to win another division, you know what I'm saying? 3rd straight division title, and you get rid of them at this point. I don't like the timing of the move. You know, if you're gonna do it. Don't wait until you get a reminder by AJ Brown in the middle of a game by having a game against you. And who knows? It could be other things going on behind the scenes, but I just don't like the timing of the firing overall. Just being honest about the situation, but I was gonna say, and that's fair to say. I'm sorry, man. Mine is getting choppy, so I don't know how my service or my Wi-Fi looks for y'all. You sound cool with me. You sound good over here. Everybody hear us? Shout us out real quick, Drill. Make sure you can hear us, man. Can you hear us pretty good, dog?
Yeah, because mine's getting choppy, or at least my feed of you is my fault. But I also say, the timing is suspect for sure. And I think if anything, it would probably be obvious that it was an unpopular decision in the organization itself. Mike Vrabel had just came out in an interview and guaranteed that AJ Brown was going to be a Titan. And then this must have been the day before the draft, then, because then the next day he got drafted or he got traded. You know what I mean? So Vrabel had just went out there and was made to look a fool by the GM who undercut him when he had just went out and gave such a positive statement. And so Vrabel obviously wouldn't have said that if he was in on the move, for one, or if he didn't feel comfortable enough to say it, even if that's what he wanted to happen, he wouldn't have put himself out there like that to be made a mockery of. Literally, whenever it happened, it happened pretty succinct though. And so the timing, it definitely could be questionable, but also I think it is a culmination, because the Titans have lost 3 games now that if they had a competitive enough roster, they would have won. Because the GM, I think, has a pretty rough track record as is. The Bud Dupree signing was a terrible. Well, and I hate saying that. He came from Pittsburgh. I know him well. He $80 million, 5 for 80. It's a bad signing. There's no other way to say than that was a bad signing. He's still been a little injured and banged up, and even when he's not injured and banged up, he's pedestrian. You know what I'm saying? And so bad signing. Then you re-sign it. It kind of forced to re-sign Harold Landry because he did produce sack production that you wanted to get from Bud Dupree. Just paid $80 million. Now you got to give $80 million to a career underachiever. That sounds harsh. No disrespect. I liked Harold Landry coming out of Boston College, I believe, when he was coming into the league. I wanted him to be a Steeler. So I'm not trying to hate on you, big dog. But what I'm saying is he's been pedestrian to this point of his career. And then in a contract year, he explodes last year for 12 sacks, or maybe even 12, 14 sacks, whatever it was, and pulls the old Joe Flacco, performs when the money's on the line, and then now they get almost backed into a corner and have to pay him. Now he gets $85 million for 2 pedestrian, mediocre, middle of the pack edge rushers. It's $160 million worth of contract for C-level players and production. You see what I'm saying? So 2 terrible signings. And you know what? Now that I'm talking that out loud, that probably what I would imagine that had to come into play with the money available to really put on the table for AJ Brown. So there's even an overarching problem there, and then just the talent on the team as well. It just itself, and so when you let go of AJ Brown, then the moves you make at that point are nothing other than okay, you're counter to letting AJ Brown go, regardless if that's how it's meant to be or not. That's what it is. So when you trade AJ Brown, okay, well, what'd you do to fix it? Oh, okay, you signed Bobby Trees, you signed Robert Woods in the offseason, who was coming off an injury, didn't play last year. You know what I'm saying? And then you draft Treylon Burks, who looks like Wario. You know what I'm saying? He's like the evil twin of Super Mario. He's AJ Brown light. You know what I'm saying? 6'2", 225, looks more running back than receiver, but a very dynamic guy with the ball in his hands and you know a power player at the position. You know what I mean? So it's a cheap knockoff, and I hate to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you.
I would say, and I would say, little shout out to Treylon Burks, who had a pretty tough touchdown catch in this game. Who has been coming along the last?
He's been coming along.
He's not an AJ Brown. He's not an AJ Brown.
And that's why I wanted to temper what I was just saying, because like I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him, because he can still turn into a great player. But I'm just saying, as far as grading the moves made. So you mean to tell me we gave away AJ Brown for nothing? Because the money wasn't an issue. We signed at market value. So we gave AJ Brown away for nothing, and we brought back a Robert Woods coming off injury, who pre-injury was a 2, not even a high 2, but he was a 2 receiver. You see what I'm saying? A middling 2 receiver. And then we draft Treylon Burks, a guy who's learning to play the position. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we lose, and we give up a top 10 guy at the position, young, in the prime and heart of his career. We give him up, and now we watch him come back, bust our ass, and elevate. And to now he's threatening as a top 5 receiver in the league this year. Now, whether or not he gets it or not, he's in that conversation, and it's not. It has to be looked at when it's said. You have to respect it, and so that's an epic failure. You know what I'm saying? That on the backs of those 2 bad signings, and then seeing that there's no talent on this team. When Ryan Tannehill, who's an average quarterback, who's an average quarterback, if he's not on the field, we take the Kansas City Chiefs to 1 point, to overtime. You know what I'm saying? And there's no talent on the team to get anything done at all. And so I think it was bigger than that, than just the one move itself. Just agreeing with what Jarrell was saying, but I think that move, and then having him spank y'all like that on television in front of everybody, like that just drove that nail home. Because they probably wanted to wait till the offseason and then see AJ Brown out there getting real spicy. You know what I'm saying? And then like, oh hell no. I don't even want to see you tomorrow. I don't want to see your face no more after what AJ Brown just did, and he was just over here yesterday. You know, so it was good just a week ago, and so maybe it was a little emotional at that point, but yeah, it is what it is at that point.
For sure. Good points, Willie Jack. Definitely some good points there. On to this next game, Willie Jack, man. We had Denver go to Baltimore. Baltimore ends up coming away with this W, man. 10-9, man. And I almost had it, Willie Jack. I almost had it, dog.
Man.
This game, score-wise, it was really, really close to what I was looking at, you know, what I thought was going to happen in this game. You know, I think I called this a 13-10 game. I had Denver winning this one. But Baltimore ended up pulling it out, man. And it was good old Tyler Huntley, man, who came away with the game-winning touchdown in this particular game. And yeah, man, kudos for him. He came in. It was a tough game, but like I said, man, some guys, they know how to find a way, and they found a way to win in that particular game, which is crazy because we've also been talking about is Baltimore's inability to close out games, man, especially when they've had leads. Now, this one they was behind in this game, you know, towards later in this game, but when they've been ahead, they've been having trouble to close out games, man. But they closed this one out, man. They closed it out against Denver, man, in a tough, physical, hard-fought game. And yeah, man. I mean, I don't really have too much else to say, man. Denver is still looking like Denver on offense. The defense still looks pretty good, but you know, that's just. I mean, that's just it. That's just it, man. But Baltimore gets a much needed win. Now, the thing is too. The other thing is Lamar's going to be out. Now, good thing you do have Tyler Huntley. So we get to see him again this year for the second time in a row. And I want to know, and I know you want to get into the game too, Willie Jack, but I do want to know your opinion on this one. Does this affect, again, the Lamar Jackson contract? This is 2 years straight where we know Lamar Jackson style. You know what I'm saying? He runs the ball. That's what he does. But this is the second year he got hurt, and Tyler Huntley had to play some meaningful ball down the stretch, just like he did last year. He's going to have to do it again this year because it's looking like Lamar Jackson is going to be out anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So this is crucial. These are crucial moments for them, especially with Cincinnati playing. These are going to be crucial moments, and let Pittsburgh really, really get hot. You know what I'm saying? Raiders are already hot. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, let us chill, man.
I ain't mean to put y'all out there. My fault. But what I'm saying is, Tyler Huntley is playing some meaningful snaps that you would love for Lamar Jackson to be playing right now. This is crucial moments. Just like
and it's bigger than that for me. So I don't even know the game was what it was. Defensive football, but also you hit those points. It is what it is. Tyler Huntley did come in and secure the win. 27 for 32, 187. Did throw an interception. 10 for 40 on the ground, and the touchdown that was the difference in the game. Now, getting past all that other stuff, the bigger question is if you're Lamar, forget what the value of the contract is. That is what it is. If you're Lamar, do you come back? Because that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm going with it. Because the Baltimore is definitely going to use this as leverage. I mean, they'd be a fool not to. So that goes without saying. So they're going to use that for leverage as well. And so now knowing where they stood, seeing where this season goes, he needed to have a Joe Flacco-esque run. And I guarantee that's probably what they talked about in the offseason when I guarantee you they had that conversation. Like, hey, look, man, we think you're worth this essentially. We think you're worth this. You think you're worth that. I tell you what, we've been down this road before. The guy you replaced with Joe Flacco. So you know our money good. Our word is good. Go out there and get it done, and we'll break the bank for you. So I guarantee that was I would imagine some semblance of that style of conversation was had. It would have to have been had. And so seeing how this season looks, him being injured now 1 to 3 weeks, and then if I'm Lamar, or if I'm Lamar's representation or anybody in Lamar's ear, these are the things that I'm going to be talking to him about, because team be damned. You know what I'm saying? Like, that jersey's only good for you while you're getting paid. You know what I'm saying? They would take down that jersey before you get out the parking lot, boy. And so it is what it is. And so if I'm in Lamar's corner, I'm like, hey, man, let's look at this thing, man. Realistically, man, step outside your purple and your black and purple. You know what I'm saying? Is it realistically, be real with yourself? You know what I'm saying? Because you're the only one that's going to carry that bag. You're the only one that's going to pay that cost. Is this team, can you get it done here? Is this the team that's going to the Super Bowl? Or do you risk even exacerbating this injury? 1 to 3 weeks right now, do you risk exacerbating that? Do you risk making that something that can now threaten next season? You know what I'm saying? And then how much do you give into it? And then when it's all said and done, if the trajectory of this team realistically is a divisional appearance at best, then is it worth it? Because they'll still use the same leverage that they have with the injury and with not getting it done. Like making a divisional appearance will be considered not getting it done. That's another thing against you as well. So like, how do you take that leverage back? You know what I mean? So do you secure yourself? And so that's the conversation I'm having. And honestly, if I'm Lamar, looking at it the way I'm looking at it right now, like I said, y'all had a chance to prove you love me. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even be a question if y'all gave me what I asked for. You know what I'm saying? And so there's no other response other than y'all don't think I'm worth it. And so that tells me what I need to tell me. That tells me I don't need to take that chance. That tells me y'all not worth that risk. Y'all didn't take that risk on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting it down. I'm sitting it down if it's me. That's a fact. If I'm his representation, I don't know if I'm me, the player, because players want to play, so we can't discount that. And I'm sure he's got real love for his teammates, his brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he feels that's his team, and so players want to play. But if I'm not the player, and I'm just somebody that has real conversation with him, hey man, hey, these next 6 weeks sound good, but let's talk about these next 6 years. 6 for 300, ain't that what you want? Let's talk to me about that, and then let's make a decision then. So that's what I'm thinking. But I want to hear what you think.
Well, I feel a little differently, because one reason I feel like that is because when you started the season, you elected to play. You elected to you bet it on yourself. You know, when you elected to play this season at all. You know what I'm saying? You bet it on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you got this far. I say, hey, you finish it. You don't finish it. If you feel like you are ready to go do your thing. Go come out there and do what you need to do. But this, to me, I think he's. I think regardless, I think Lamar will want to sign him at the end of the day. You know. Now he probably wants to be in Baltimore, but somebody. Now this is where. Just watching his injury history, man. I know the first couple years he didn't get injured, but last couple years, man, it takes a toll on you, man. Football takes a toll on you, especially if you only 80, 90 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Running there with 300 pounders, you know, it takes a toll on you. So that's his playing style. And hey, man, I don't know, man. I just feel like go ahead and
my fault, bro. It's my fault. It's choppy, bro. So I can't tell if it's froze or if you pitching it to me. My bad. But no, I want to throw this at you anyway, man. Our dog Miles, man. Shout out to my dog Miles in the building, man. We appreciate you, gang. Man, he can't be more off the base in my mind. So that's what I'm throwing at you. He can't be more wrong than his take on Lamar Jackson right now. And so Lamar doesn't fit anywhere else. Does he turn into an RG3, etc., bro? Man, I don't know what they got in that Atlanta water, but put it down and don't pick it up no more. There's 7 teams right now, and I'm just going to say a number because that number is going to be more. There's 7 teams right now that can't wait to give Lamar Jackson $300 million if they had it. Number 1, San Francisco, who went all in on a guy like Trey Lance. What do I want with Trey Lance if I can get who is injured himself? And we saw the trajectory of that team going from Trey Lance to Jimmy G. You're a damn fool and a half if you think Lamar Jackson in that system who wants to run the ball anyway. What's Kyle Shanahan do with his hands on Lamar Jackson? We saw what he did with rookie RG3. Why are you talking about it? We saw what he did with rookie RG3. And I'm here to tell you, baby, RG3 ain't Lamar. And cancel Christmas. Let San Francisco get his hands on Lamar Jackson. Boy, you crazy as hell. He was Miami, but before Tua and Mike Daniels and Tua's resurgence now under the advisory of Mike Daniels, Miami was on him. That was one of the things that butted heads with Brian Flores and got him canceled and then had him sue the league. He wanted to go get Lamar Jackson the ownership. He didn't want Tua. He wanted Lamar. So boom. And if now that's out now. But bro, Houston, what's Houston gonna do? Houston will take it right now in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying?
It's a few changes they'll take.
Man, you crazy, bro. You what, man? You wildin'. You far, man, yeah. Yes, you crazy. Look at Chicago with Justin Fields, who is level 1 Lamar. Imagine when Justin Fields gets to level 4 Lamar. Look what he's doing at level 1 Lamar right now. Lamar is Lamar. He's level 10. Man, come on, man. Stop playing. Y'all stop playing with the only unanimous MVP in the history of the league. Peyton Manning wasn't unanimous. Yeah, Peyton Manning had competition for his MVPs. You know what I'm saying? Lamar was unanimous. Bro, y'all wildin', boy. Man, that was too far. Yo, but you a Jacoby Brissett fan, and you gonna come from Lamar? Come on, man. Talk to your dog, Chop. Talk to your boy, man. Talk to your boy. I can't believe, boy, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's a few teams I think I could see him with, and it's. And even if Miles, if you're talking scheme wise, I think there's a few definitely a few coaches out there that can coach that up. You know what I'm saying? They can coach up a scheme that fits exactly what Lamar does and do that and do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that. Let's go ahead, Willie Jack. Let's get up out of there. Let's get out of there, bro. Get out of there.
Oh yeah. Hey man. Shout out to Joey Brisket, man. Shout out to Joey Brisket because you did do your thing, man. And honestly, they probably should have had you starting this last Sunday because the Shine Boy, it was rough. But man, shout out to Joey Brisket, boy. You got real fans out here, dog. I tell you that.
And see, here we go. See, I knew it was gonna come, man. And we had Cleveland go to Houston, man, and they come up with the W, man, 27-14. Since you already started, man, go ahead, man. Go ahead and talk.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, there you go. Honestly, they got the win, which was expected as well. Anyway, and to tell you the truth, Houston was gonna accidentally win this game at a certain point. It looked like Houston might accidentally win. Like Houston, boy, what y'all got Kyle Allen there? You're like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? They almost got off program and actually almost backed into one. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Cleveland's defense. But Watson, man, it was rough going. And so it was what it was. And honestly, it doesn't mean anything to me because he looked like the guy I expected to see. Now it'd have been wild and crazy if they went out there and 50 balled them. But realistically, when we talked about the trajectory of this team pre and post Watson to start the season, I was already out on this year anyway. But like I said, it's too much time off. It's too much time off. Even without time off, going to a new team and a new system, and a new training staff, a new players to throw and hand the ball off to, it's hard enough being active in the league for the last 2 years and making that transition. And so now to make that transition in the mix of all the other, you know what I'm saying, stuff going on and just there's in your personal life, and then to do that on the strength of not even being in the league for 2 years, there was no way that it could have went any different than how it did or how I expected to go. And so 12 for 22, 131, a very ugly interception. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. Now, Chubb did what he needed to do, 17 for 80. Hunt had actually a good day as well, 9 for 56. On the other side, man, I'll leave the Texas to my dog, man. But I did want to shout out Jalen Petrie, rookie safety. Well, he was like safety nickel guy from Baylor. Man, balled, man. 16 tackles and an interception. And so, like I said, man, very, very great guy. And then I know he was in my top 5 in the draft stuff. I can't remember if you were a fan of his or not, man. But yeah, Jalen Petrie from Baylor, man, had himself a day individually. So I wanted to shout him out, man. Rookie doing his thing.
Yeah, so he wasn't in my top 5, man, but like you said, he definitely came in and balled this particular game. Definitely came in and did his thing. In terms of this game, man, it was a reason why I gave the preface that I gave for this game and for the performance of Deshaun Watson, because I had a feeling it was going to be this. I had a feeling he was going to come in and he was going to be rusty, and that's what he was. He was rusty. He didn't look good, and that's why I wanted people to say, "Hey, man, slow down." I know y'all gonna be saying Brissett, you know, he should have started or whatever the case may be. But hey, give him some time. Give him some time. Now, what I would have agreed with, or would have been on board with, is if Cleveland said, you know what, you just been able to come back and practice with us since Monday. How about we let Brissett get him another game in? You get you a full week of practice. You know what I'm saying? You get to really work out with your team. You get used to working, throwing the routes to your receivers. You get used to the time and get your timing back. You know what I'm saying? Get everything else. And the next week you come back. Now, he still probably would have showed a little bit of rustiness, but, you know, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bruh, the NFL teed up his suspension to have him return in Houston. There's no way in hell he wasn't playing in that game, bro. There's no way.
Now, when you look at the logistics of everything, of course, he's definitely playing in that game.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm just saying from a realistic, non-political.
If he was okay, yeah. I was gonna say there ain't no way.
It's like, look, man, you just got back with us on Monday. You ain't thrown a Donovan Peoples-Jones. You ain't thrown a Amari Cooper once. You ain't thrown a none of these guys. And you telling me not only do we got to come up with the game plan for this week, but you got to, you know, get used to throwing to these guys in a week, you know, and be ready for game day. It's still in the field, you know what I'm saying, as we can see. You know what I'm saying? So even the worst defenses in the league can make you look silly if you ain't on your game. You know what I mean? So that was kind of where I was getting at. But hey, man, you already broke it now. You broke the mold. Now you got another week of practice, you know, and I think we'll gradually see Deshaun Watson improve as time goes on, man. So hopefully he can get back up to speed. Sure. But yeah, the Cleveland defense won them this game, and they took care of business against a first overall draft pick Houston Texans for 2023. Yeah, that's what happened in this game.
Right, so you're the real bag, Houston. Y'all tripping.
Good job. Yeah. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got Seattle going to Los Angeles to take on the Rams, man. And Seattle wins this game 27-23, man. Shout out to Seattle for coming away with this W, man. But the Rams, man, even though the season is pretty much it for us, man. We still found a way to make this game competitive, man. We actually was up, you know, later in this game, and Seattle came away and hit the game with a touchdown, man, to put them ahead and come away with the W in this game. We just I'll talk about the signing in just a second. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Willie Jack, he got some trash to talk to me, but I'm gonna talk to him about that. I'm gonna clean it up real quick. I'm gonna clean it up real easy. It's gonna be an easy cleanup. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, man. A competitive, very very competitive game. It looked like one of those divisional matchups, man. And Seattle they showed that they were in fact the better team. Geno Smith, man, your boy Geno Smith had a good game, man. Over 300 yards. Cam Akers got into the end zone surprisingly a couple times, and Lockett, man, big games, man. So all those guys came up huge. It was a get back game not a get back, but a game where my boy, my bad, Willie J. A game where Bobby Wagner, you know what I'm saying, he was going against his old guys, man. So got a chance to see those guys, meet up again. But all in all, I ain't gonna talk too long about it, man. The competitive game, but Seattle come up with the W, man, and win this one.
Hey, man, y'all know what's going on, man. First off, man, look here, man. When you're talking about Geno, Big Geno. That's for real. When you're talking about Big Geno, man, you address Big Geno appropriately. But not, he said he for 39, 367 in the air, 3 of them things as well, man. Got him in the paint. Big days for Lockett and Metcalf as well, man. Metcalf out there talking spicy. You know what I'm saying? Going had a little back and forth going with Jalen, and so all that stuff is entertaining, man. So I love seeing stuff like that anyway. So two like ultra competitive dudes, you know what I mean? Like, and so knowing Jalen talking anyway, so I can only imagine like what the mic'd up is from that game. Like I can imagine it got pretty intense out there for sure. Just knowing those guys, but also, man, sad day, man, for Kenneth Walker III. Got injured, MCL, so he's on IR, man. So first round rookie out of Michigan State. I think he was my number one running back. I had him ahead of Breece Hall in my rankings. But so he's out for the year officially now, or at least out for the year officially on IR. And so I believe so. I hope I'm not misstating that. And if I am, I'm not gonna wood right now. I hope that doesn't happen to you, but I thought so. But no, a guy that's definitely, man, was definitely coming on and definitely solidified himself. I mean, it goes without saying when you draft a guy in the first round, but definitely stepped into the lead role once Penny did go down. And so, like I said, I hate to see that he got injured. Now, man, getting to the meat of it, man. Your Rams claim Baker Mayfield, man. Your Rams claim. First off, what size is your Baker jersey? Because I know you got one because you're a Rams fan, man. It's only right that you get on board, man. It's only right that you get on board, Chop.
You're a damn lie. You're a damn lie. I ain't got that one. Don't plan on getting it. The only jerseys you're gonna see me with is guys that I feel like gonna be a Ram. These guys are gonna be a Ram. So yeah. I think I ain't gonna be a Ram long.
Hey, the way Stafford looking, boy, and I don't know how much money's left on that deal or whatever, but man, look, hey, y'all might as well swap that out, man. Save about $35 million and go ahead and let Stafford did what he's supposed to do. He's one and done. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done used them up. Stafford was a gun with one silver bullet. That silver bullet is shot. Go ahead and get up out of there, man. Go ahead and get up out of there while you can. Save $35 million. Let Baker rock. Maybe y'all get lucky again. Maybe the trick is y'all just need 1 year quarterback bust. Or not bust. 1 year quarterbacks to come in and just take y'all to the bowl. They could be a cycle. But no, so I guess here's the thing for me. Well, I guess I don't know what's y'all record, but it does tell me I would think that you guys aren't conceding the season because like I said, all the stars are out. AD's not officially, I guess, out for the season because they were announcing he's out. Or no, I thought he got placed on IR, but then I seen something that anyway, AD's shutting it down. Stafford on IR, Cup on IR, and so like I said, there's not much else going on, man. And so this move tells me that either one or two things, man. Either one, you guys aren't turning it in, or two, man, was it long ball? Like was y'all playing the long game? Because word around the campfire was that the Niners had mutual interest, and that Baker actually made a move to get himself released once Jimmy officially was going to be deemed out. And so it was looking like in your division, that was going to be a piece to maybe come in and see, if he can pick up the momentum or at least hold on to that torch or mantle a little better than what they expect for Brock Purdy to do. And so that would be my question to you, man, is which one's more likely, man? Are we thoughts say it all? You think Les Snead and them boys was like, hell no, nah, man, we ain't giving Kyle no pieces of nothing. Or it's just for whatever reason, maybe is a chance that he holds on to that job next year?
Man, Baker Mayfield is there for one reason, man. One reason only. The Rams need a quarterback. So of course you got Matthew Stafford who went out. He's done for the season. But John Wolford also went down in this game. He went out in this game. He's also out. So you only have one quarterback on the roster, and with Baker Mayfield just being waived, they decided to go get him to try to still be competitive. You don't sign him for much anyway. So they want to try to still be somewhat competitive on this season. And I think that's just about it. I don't think it goes beyond this. Now, I think it's a great situation for Baker Mayfield. And the reason why is because you are under the first time you under, I would say what a lot of people would say is an offensive guru. You know what I'm saying? So you get a chance to be under Sean McVay, be in his offense, do some of the things that, he likes to do and push you in some good position. So he gets a chance to do that, but I don't think it goes beyond this year. I think it's just that's it. Or maybe the Rams can try to finesse. This is what I kind of heard today too. Maybe the Rams can kind of finesse this. Maybe they find a way to try to put Baker Mayfield in a good position, make him look good for the last few games of this season, and then boom, you flip him. You know what I'm saying? Flip him. Maybe get a couple of draft picks from him, in the draft from a team that needs a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different scenarios out there, but long-term starter for the Rams, I don't see that. I don't see that being the case. We need one first and foremost, but Baker Mayfield, he gives us a little bit more intrigue and some things to think about playing with as far as, our future goes with that. But a starter for the Rams long-term, I don't see that.
Well, hold on. I thought is he on a multi-year deal? Like y'all have his rights next year to trade? Oh no, no, because he did get traded to the Panthers instead of just signing. He did trade to the Panthers.
Yeah.
No, so he was on the last year of his rookie because they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, or maybe he's playing on his 5th-year option because I don't think there's any years left on his deal. I think it was a 1-year prove it in Carolina the way it ended up working out, unless I'm wrong. Because I was gonna say I don't think y'all can actually flip. Y'all have to re-sign him to flip him if that's the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're gonna see it. I don't know.
What's y'all record right now?
We are 3-9.
3-9. So that means I got 5 games left. Boy, I hope y'all go 5-0. I hope Baker plays so good you have to get on here on live TV and say that he's earned that starting job. That's what I want to happen.
But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we win this Thursday night game.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if y'all win the next 5 games.
No, if we win this Thursday night game, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all because one, we're going against an inconsistent team.
We got we got to get into it. Don't get into it for free. Don't get into it for free. Go ahead, close this out in San Francisco.
All right, man. Let's go ahead. Close off this week, man. Let's go. No, we got 2 more games. I'm sorry. We have Miami go to San Francisco. We had the Monday night game, sir. We have Miami go to San Francisco to take on the 49ers, and 49ers win this one 33-17, man. 33-17. Willie Jack, what's your take on this one, sir?
Man, so terrible news for the Niners, man. So Jimmy G broke his foot, and so he is going to be out for the year. And I know I'm skipping the game, but that's the big news.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? So Jimmy G is out for the year. They said there's like a way crazy long shot that maybe he could come back at the back of a very deep playoff run. So essentially, if they make the Super Bowl, Jimmy may be able to come back if they make the Super Bowl without him. Essentially, and so or at least that's how I read it. Now that aside, now shout out, man, to Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. He was the very last pick in the draft. Like, so the Mr. Irrelevant pick, that pick normally is honestly it's a glorified free agent. That's the first free agent of the season. You know what I'm saying? I mean, essentially, that guy rarely, if ever, makes the actual roster or makes it through camp or maybe even sees the second cut day. You know what I mean? So not only to make it through camp, to make that active roster as well, to make that active roster and then be thrust into the position that he was, and then to stand up and perform. 25 for 37, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Man, there's no way in the world that Kyle and those guys could have asked for anything more considering the circumstances that they were in. C-Mac, man, did what he's supposed to do, man. C-Mac doing C-Mac thing, 17 for 66, 8 for 80 in the air, a touchdown as well. Now, the biggest thing for me was shout out to D'Amico Ryans. I think you pointed him out a couple weeks ago. And that San Francisco defense, man, which is, man, on freaking fire. You know what I'm saying? They are on freaking fire. The worst performance by Tua easily. And not even just, I mean, they were on his tail. You know what I'm saying? And so no question there. But just was unsettled that whole game. Like, he started that game off. You know, and not even like he got off progressively or work. Like, he started that game off. Like, to me, like, you know what I mean? Like, he just looked off. He didn't look crisp. He didn't look accurate. And then he had the turnovers for which he had been extremely turnover averse all this season. And honestly, I don't think it's been an issue for him just in his young career, but just looked like completely just a different guy completely. And so now Tyreek does get busy, 9 for 146 in the touchdown. He's keeping his monster season going. I think he still is in reaching distance of the 2K mark as well. So I think that's still alive and going, but not much of anything at all from anyone else in the Dolphin jersey outside of Tyreek. And so now I guess the question, man, is, or what I'm looking to see is just, what does San Francisco do at quarterback? How long does this Brock Purdy, how long does this last? How long does this go? They bring over Josh Johnson off of whoever's practice squad he was on, but that's just a safety measure, just to have somebody else on the roster. So what realistic options are out there? Is it possible to make a move to get something, or just I have to imagine that they're looking long and hard for any potential solution to solidify, with shaping up to be a real playoff run. If only, like I said, they've got somebody dependable and consistent at the quarterback position. And so, terrible break for San Francisco. Very gutsy and very impressive performance from Brock Purdy, and a very impressive team win, like I said, in what should have been, this was primetime television. But on Sunday, Chop Willie in the morning, I said this is a potential Super Bowl matchup. These are dark horse Super Bowl teams. Well, for me, San Francisco is a dark horse, but Miami is. But they have they got real dark horse Super Bowl potential. And not to say that they still can't make it out the AFC, but that's how I looked at this matchup. And to see them go out there and bust Miami's ass without their start with a Mr. Irrelevant rookie Brock Purdy, that says something to me for both of these teams. You know what I'm saying?
Because Jimmy G went out in the first drive. The first drive of the game, Jimmy G went out. This is not a game where Jimmy G was out there for the majority of the game, and the game was already, San Francisco was already winning by the time he went out. No, this was a game where Bryce Purdy was a huge part in San Francisco, coming away with this W in this game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you.
No, you good. No, you go ahead. I was getting, it was right on time. Go ahead. Yeah.
I got you. Well, I'm gonna say this though, guys. That's on this train by myself, man. But hey, like I ain't no stranger to being alone. You know what I'm saying? I can be a lone wolf. You know what I mean? But I can say this. I can say this. Yes, that's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? But I can say this though. I'm not super duper concerned about Jimmy G being out. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that this offense is constructed is, as the quarterback of this particular team, you just take what's given to you. Don't make mistakes and take given to you. The playmakers are going to do everything else. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is going to go. This is a well-oiled machine. You just don't come in here and mess it up. You know what I'm saying? That's, as a quarterback, if he can come in and do that, I don't think we're going to see too much of a drop off from Jimmy G to him. You know what I mean? If he can come in and do that, and especially with the way that the defense is playing, you pair all those weapons on offense and the way that they orchestrate that offense. You pair that with the defense that they have. I don't think, maybe a tad bit. If they was an A+, right? If they was an A+ team, they're an A- team to me right now. You know what I'm saying? With Jimmy
bro,
G
you
out.
wilding now, bro. You wilding and you hella disrespectful, bro. There's no, bro.
Bro,
look at the difference in the Titans when you have an average Ryan Tannehill and when you have a rookie Malik Willis. Now, I'm not saying Brock Purdy's Malik Willis, but one of those guys got drafted in 31 and the 7, and one of them is expected to be something and make something of himself. You know what I'm saying? So, but it doesn't bro. The chances of Brock Purdy stepping in, and I'm not saying that it can't happen, but you can't just say it with such laissez-faire. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say it like it's just like saying like, well, man, yeah, they was out of Pringles, so we got corn chips. Like it's just like it just swaps in and out. Like, nah, man, like, and that's what I tell y'all when I tell y'all about y'all don't have the right perspective on like this quarterback stuff. Jimmy G's an average quarterback, but it takes a lot to even beat Jimmy G. That's what I'm saying. 60% of the league is Jimmy G. And all these guys are competent, competitive, and most of those guys can be a champion.
But see, I think that's the difference, though. Go ahead.
Well, the only thing I was going to say is I was going to remind everybody that Jimmy G should be a Super Bowl champion. He should be a Super Bowl champion. History doesn't work that way, and I'm not saying that I'm giving him that strike because you either do it or you don't. So I'm not going there, but I'm just saying like we can't discount who and what he is and what he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a legitimate quarterback. He just can't. He's got bad injury luck. The two relative full seasons that he's got to play, they've been Super Bowl contenders. Brock Purdy's not coming in and just going to whitewash that. He's had two relatively healthy seasons. One, they went to the Super Bowl and should have won. And then this one, when he came in, having been an unofficial member of the team, and then ends up getting thrust in, and now they're right back on the Super Bowl. It looked like they were right back on track for the NFC Championship game and right back on the Super Bowl path. You know what I'm saying? Like, that can't be laughed at, or it can't be like Brock Purdy can't touch that. You know what I'm saying?
Really, Jack.
Unless he's Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Tom did when he replaced Drew Bledsoe. Unless we're gonna see another one of those, we can't say it so cavalier.
He ain't got to be Tom Brady. That's not the same thing to me.
Because the system, those Patriots teams weren't. Remember the early Patriots teams? That was system. That I think is a good comparison. Because this wasn't the Randy Moss second half of Tom Brady Patriots. This was the old school defense and you know what I'm saying, and a mediocre. You know what I'm saying? So like it was a system that drove that team as well. Where Tom just had to,
Listen, skill set wise and quarterback ability, Jimmy G is a backup in the NFL, bro. Jimmy G is a backup.
Nah, man. Nah.
I'm just saying.
Tyler Heineke's a backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. Mike White's a backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know you love Mike White, and I got more respect for Mike White now.
No. Hold on. First off, no. I ain't gonna let you say I love Mike White because that's never what I said. First and foremost,
look, man, hey, it's all good, man. Look, don't fight it, man. Don't fight it. Come on, don't fight it. But the point is, there's a difference between those guys and Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm this is all I'm gonna say because I ain't gonna we can spend a lot of time on this, but we're gonna find out real quick. We're gonna find out really quick, Willie Jack. You know, so Jimmy G is as good of a quarterback as people think he is, or that the system makes him look like is my opinion.
No. It's not. No, see, that's where y'all get it wrong. It's not about him not being as good as people say he is. Nobody says he's good. The point is he's not as bad as y'all say he is. That's the point that I'm always arguing.
I think
it's not about him being as good as anything. No,
I think Jimmy G is as bad. I think he is.
No, but then
I think
see, I thought you was misinformed, and now you're just wrong. So now I get it. See, I can take this. I thought you just didn't understand, but you just wrong.
I'm gonna say this. Okay. Let's just watch these 49ers the rest of the season and how they look, man. They still at the end of the day, when it was scored was 0-0, they put up 33 points against a playoff caliber Miami team, 33-17. The reason they lost the Super Bowl was because of Jimmy G. He couldn't hit the pass. You know what I'm saying?
I said that. Brock Purdy can't get them there.
Everything else is between the tackles as far as how Jimmy G throws the ball. He don't throw the ball outside like that. Jimmy G everything is simple. Is that the offense is so. It's so simple for him to run, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
We're gonna see, man.
We're
gonna see. They playoffs might be in contention. Because like I said, Brock Purdy's not heading he's not coming in this game where nobody was ready to see him and like I said, and you catch lightning in the bottle. Because that stuff it happens all the time. We see that. Now teams looking for him when he gets there now, and it's gonna be different. Now it gets real.
All he has to do is get into those playmakers and watch them work. Watch them boys work, man.
Hey, if it was that easy, boy, I'd be doing it. If it was as easy as don't even worry about it, man. You got George Kittle and Deebo Samuels and Chris McCaffrey. This shit, I can do that. I'm good for a 6-yard dump off, and I'm me. So it can't be that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, hey, nah,
Well,
I'm telling you.
You can't throw though.
I can throw 6 yards. Hey, I can throw 6 yards. Hey, you heard what I said? I said I'm good for a 6-yard dump off. I'm good for a 6-yard stick route. You know what I'm saying? Or option route. Yeah. Hey, I'm good for 6 yards.
Hey, all right, we're gonna see. That's something we're gonna revisit, Willie Jack. And I'm like I said, I told you I'm a lone wolf on that one. I knew I was gonna be,
man,
but I ain't worried about it because I know what I see, man. And Jimmy G is not a good quarterback, and he's a bad quarterback. He's a backup.
Oh man, that's way too far, man.
He's a backup.
That's way too harsh, man.
Shanahan is good. Harsh. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Shanahan is good. Here we go. My fault, Willie Jack. Let's go to this Monday night game, man. New Orleans at Tampa Bay, man. We got Tampa Bay winning this game 17-16, man. Tampa Bay comes back and they hey man, they came with the W, man. They struggled majority of this game. You know, New Orleans did it look like the same New Orleans team, New Orleans versus Tampa Bay team, you know, that we see. You know, Tampa Bay struggles against New Orleans. You know, Tom Brady, you know, I don't know. Is this his first, maybe his second win in the regular season, you know, against this New Orleans team? But he struggled. And then later on in the game, man, he slowly started to you know, make it happen. And he found a way. That's my theme today, man. Found a way. You know, Tyler Huntley found a way. You know what I'm saying? Joe Burrow finds a way. And Tom Brady, he found a way to win this game against this New Orleans team when the game was on the line with 8 seconds left on the clock. He hits the touchdown pass to Rachaad White, man. So awesome game there, man. Competitive game, physical game. But ultimately, Tampa Bay, they find a way to get it done, you know, when it counted.
Yeah, no, for sure. And excellent take, man. And this one is kind of like we said earlier when you were talking about the Giants. Saints let this get away. Saints let this game get away. And so it wasn't an explosive game on either side. Obviously, I mean, it's a tightly contested game as you expect with this heated rivalry, which is what it is. But Saints are up 13-3 when they going into the fourth quarter. You're up 13-3. That's a 2-score game in the fourth quarter, and then you give up a team that you had strangled all day long. You give up 2 touchdowns to lose that game in the fourth. One of them being with less than 10 seconds left on the clock. And then even that whole sequence of plays, what was it, man? That was going on? Was it a penalty that was called or a penalty that shouldn't have been called? Yeah, I think it was a penalty that was maybe a questionable penalty on an incomplete pass for Tom Brady. Then the next pass was the game-winning touchdown pass to White. I can't remember what the penalty or the flag was, but I know it was contentious or one of those ones. But yeah, and that's the thing. So I'm not gonna lie. When Tom them got the ball on that final drive, because I was here with matter of fact, David Tom was at the crib. You know what I'm saying? So we was here, and when Tom them got the ball left, only down 3 points. When we was talking about, yeah, man, you can ask them. I was like, oh man, not yeah. TD Tommy, touchdown Tommy coming. Because just like Chop said, if you you can't put a gun in front of a killer. Somebody getting shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to put that game away. Tom was like, oh, they didn't let me in the back door. They didn't fool around and left the back door. Did nobody lock the back door? Oh, see, I forgot who I am. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, let me get that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Tom did what he had to do, man. And so got them boys down the field. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a little dicey there, like I said, that last sequence. But when the money's on the line, man, when the money's on the line, we can say a lot of things, man. Tom ain't got an arm like Aaron Rodgers. Tom ain't got the mind that Peyton had. You know what I'm saying? Tom ain't got the legs of a lot of guys, man. But I tell you what, when the money's on the line, man, touchdown Tommy boy as good as gets. You know what I'm saying? If you can go get it, because you can't say that about A. Ryan. As good as he is, man, maybe one of the most talented guys in the history of the game.
Unless it's fourth quarter against the Cowboys, then we can say.
Hey, exactly. Unless it's fourth quarter against the Cowboys, you can't say that. But touchdown Tommy, man, hey, you can cancel Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So man, and Tommy again, man, and he proved it right again. So man, ugliest it's gonna be, man. Tampa Bay's gonna win that division, and then, like I said, man, once they get into those playoffs. The way it's looking now, and I was talking about this, I think, maybe with Dave. I said, right now, man, Tampa Bay gets the playoffs at the 7th seed. That means it's 7 versus 2. Guess who's the 2nd seed, Chop? Minnesota. Telling me that Tom Brady can't go to Minnesota and beat Kirk Cousins in a primetime playoff game? Shit, man, that's even money. I don't care if the Vikings finish 15-2, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get there 7-10. Boy, shit, that's an even game. That's an even game. Because touchdown Tommy don't give a damn about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just needed a ticket to get here. All I needed was a ride. I can get inside myself. You know what I'm saying? So they get touchdown Tommy here and tell him he can play again if he go beat Kirk Cousins in the opening round. Shit. Hey, that's touchdown Tommy all day long in my book. So, hey, man, keep an eye on these Buccaneers. I don't care how ugly it looks. They ain't going to go away softly, assuming they finish out and win that division.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Oh, hey, day one game Bill got me, man. He said it was a holding call. Yeah, man, it was some type of funny call. And then, okay. Day one game said it was a solid call. Man, I don't know why I thought that they reviewed it. They showed it a couple times as to whether or not it was legit or not. And I can't remember. I remember there was something going on with it, but I can't remember how it looked for sure. But yeah, no, appreciate you as always, dog. Come on, man. And then Miles redeeming himself, man, the GOAT. Yeah, man. Hey, like I said, man, you got to give it to him, man. The best one ever, my favorite ever. Nah, maybe not, but the GOAT, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't argue with that.
Okay, I got you. Well, all right, Willie Jack, man. Before we wrap this episode up, man, we got a Thursday game again, man, and we got the going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Oh, I'm sorry, the Las Vegas Raiders going to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. That's where they're going. They're gonna be in Los Angeles. So, I'm gonna go Raiders in this game, man. I'm going Raiders in this game. They got the
high. You just said y'all was gonna win.
No, I didn't say that.
Pull the foot. Somebody pull. Bro, I could have sworn you just said y'all was gonna win.
I see it because this is what Willie likes to do. This is what Willie likes to do. Man. This is what Willie likes. I said I wouldn't be surprised if they were able to pull it off. I got the Raiders in this game, man. Raiders in this game. Raiders got the high hand, man. They got the run game going. The best of the bit is Devontae Adams, man. He's doing his thing. I don't know what's going on with Jarrell talking about this Baker Mayfield stuff, man. You guys know I'm not a fan of the guy.
Fancy getting tickled.
We need a guy, and I want him to go out here and play well so we can flip him. That's what I want. I want him to play well. We can flip him. You know what I mean, and get some going against that, man. So I do like what I see in regards to that, but yeah, man, I think the Raiders just got it going. They need this more. They got playoffs on their mind, and in order for them to get in the playoffs, they got to continue to get it done in terms of this game. So I got the Raiders winning this win. Give me 24-17. I'm gonna score this game.
Who's starting at quarterback? Or Wofford was just out of last game, but he's going to start this game?
Well, from what I heard, they gave Baker Mayfield the playbook and said, "Hey man, start studying on the plane." You know what I'm saying, on your way here. So I'd imagine,
boy, man.
Yeah, so I'd imagine it's not out of the possibility of him actually starting this game come Thursday.
Hey, you lucky boy. Had they confirmed Baker was starting, boy, I was taking him. Had they confirmed Baker was starting, I was taking them, Chop. But nah, man, it looked like the Rams or the Raiders gonna get lucky, man. The Baker need another week, man, to actually get there and actually get past page 2 of that playbook. Playbook only 4 pages. Y'all know it. Sean Valen runs 6 plays. 5 of them go to Cooper Kupp. Anyway, but I'm also gonna take the Raiders, man. Short week and all that, but just like Chop said, man, the Raiders are the hot hand. Like I said, a couple hard fought victories, man. They got it out, man. One of them going to overtime. And like I said, the other one just an exciting game, man, which all the stars showed up to play. And so look for them to carry that momentum, man, against a reeling Rams team. Like I said, man, everybody who's anybody is out for the Rams, essentially, outside of Jalen Ramsey. And so he still got a primetime matchup, man, against Devontae Adams. It feels like Devontae Adams always kind of gets the better of Ramsey. But now, in fairness, they use a lot of movement and they use the scheme Jalen Ramsey in those matchups, at least in the past. Which isn't, which gives Devontae an advantage, but still, like I said, it's always exciting to see premium or primetime matchup. So I'll tune in and want to see that for sure. Our dog Tom in the building, man. What's going on with your gang? He said, man, this ain't the prediction show, but he said Texas over Cowboys, man, go on and book it. I'm sure Chop got you down, big dog. Just like our dog Miles said, man, Dookie Bowl, man. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go Raiders on the road, 23-13. And honestly, man, I just don't know how y'all score points. I guess Cam Makers had more than 50 yards last game, man. So I guess maybe he's rolling, but I don't know, man.
Hey, man, every time you say that, man, we always score points, man. We ain't getting shut out.
Is that what happened last time when I said that?
I mean, you caught us for a blowout the week before last.
Oh
then you ain't know how we was gonna score points against Seattle. You know, and we almost took them. You know, came away with that W. You know, what I'm saying, hey man, don't worry about points. We're gonna find a way to put up some points. I don't care who out there. You know,
you're right.
If they want to win, though, they should have probably reached out, looked up some stats for flag football games in St. Louis.
Hey, you didn't send your highlight reel in, dog. You didn't send your highlight reel in, dog.
I should have. Good, y'all. All I need is 200 grand, bro. Send me 200 grand, bro.
It's 200. It's a cool 200.
It's a cool 200. I'm on next flight, and then I can work
plus
on my
expenses, though. Tell them plus expenses.
Yeah, and then I'll work on my contract extension for the next year, and I can just be the backup, or I can be third string. I can play practice squad. Who you want me to be this week? Don't worry about it. I can act like Lamar.
Hey, well, you got progressively lower on the depth chart. You said, hey, I can start, or I can work on my contract and be the backup, or you know what? Honestly, I don't mind third string. Man, I'd be cool on the practice squad though. You went all the way down the line, man.
I'm just saying, man. Y'all need a practice. If y'all need a practice squad All-American that's gonna give you the look, man, I can do it all, man. I can throw that mud about 60, 70 yards. You know what I'm saying? If you need somebody to run, show a little speed. I got a couple of jukes in me. You know what I'm saying?
Ball cap. STL fitted. That's an STL fitted, boy, about a 7 5/8, boy. Man, hey, that was a tall tale, man. But no,
tall tale. What you talking about? What you talking about?
Hey, boy, I don't know if them legs got juice. I don't know if it's enough WD-40 to put on that shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
I'm throwing 60 in my sleep, bro. 60 in my sleep, bro.
Hey, we'll see. Hey, Don, yeah, you'll be down. He'll be down here. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Valentine's Day weekend. You want to see it? I'll pack the rock.
Yeah,
unless y'all got one. I got one. I throw one of them.
You already know Dave got one. Y'all sure we just get out there.
Say no more. Say no more. All I need to do is warm up.
Get a couple tosses in, just catch up. Yeah, I'm sure we will. So, yeah, man. But,
matter of fact, we continue to warm up. Willie Jack, go and close us out, bro.
Go ahead, there you go. There you have it, man. That's it. That's all, man. Another one in the books, man. Another one in the books. Chop, I can't believe, man, the run we going on got to be unprecedented, bro. We got to be like 100-0 for like good shows. I feel I don't know what's going on, man. We can't be.
We somewhere around there, man. We somewhere around 100%.
We got to be like 100-0, 103, 103-0.
100.
About 100. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, hey, man, shout out to my dog, man. Hey, appreciate all them members that was in the building real strong today, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. Let's get the roll call cracking, man. Already know Day One Gang Jarrell was in the building, man, holding us down as always, big dog. You know we appreciate the love, man. Man, my dog Tom Split in the building, man. Our dog Miles was in the building, man. Real deal STL Sports was in the building, real heavy today, man. We had my dog Skinny tap in, man. Our dog Kevin tap in, man, showing love. You know we appreciate that every time, man. Shout out to my dog Cliff, man. Shout out to Hoop Jargon Media Network, man. Check my dog out on Facebook, man. He getting real busy over there, man. So shout out to you, man. Appreciate you coming back through and showing love, man. Shout out to my dog, man. My dog Josh Nichols, man. My Pittsburgh Steelers brethren, man. You know I was holding us down today, baby. Appreciate you for stopping back in, man, and tapping in with your dogs, man. We appreciate the love, man. Hey, I'm scrolling, man. The home team is in the building, man. Can't forget my moms and my sister. Appreciate y'all as always. Love all the love and support. Man, hey, I'm searching for you. I'm searching for you, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all can say it with me at home. If I forgot to say your name, damn, charge it to my head, man. Don't charge it to my heart. You know we thinking about you, big dog. We appreciate the love and support as always, man. Can't say that enough, man. We wouldn't do it without you. Wouldn't do it if we wouldn't do it without you if we could, man. So love and appreciate all the support as always, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, man. You know what's going on, man. Hey. No watches on Wednesday, man, because we ain't got nowhere else to be but in here. You see what my dog going on. He took all the ice off. Y'all know how Chop get down. It could have been real serious in here. He ain't want to do y'all like that. Because Wednesdays, we ain't got nothing but time. We ain't got nothing but time for ball on Wednesdays. You feel me? Circle back around, man. Tap in with us on Sundays as well. Sunday, get your pregame in, man. 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 till game time. We get in here and we get real jiggy, baby. We get real busy in here, Chop. They missing no jewels. Don't miss no more, man. Tap in with your dogs on Sunday. Circle back around Wednesday, man. You ain't safe till you touch home base, man. We're going to put that on the shirt. I'm fooling with it, man. Shout out to my dog, Chop. Other than that, we appreciate the love and support as always, man. Y'all stay cool. Y'all stay safe. Until next time, y'all take it easy. Peace.
Peace.